This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk. See dealer for details.
Let's talk trash, because when it comes to trash, you have options. Panhandle Dumpsters is a local family-owned garbage hauling company serving both residential and commercial customers with weekly trash pickup, dumpster service, yard waste pickup, and bulk pickups too. Panhandle Dumpsters will give you a free trash can and provide curbside service for just $23 a month. Panhandle Dumpsters features a fleet of quieter, eco-friendly garbage trucks, thereby reducing the noise usually associated with pickup. Switch now and save up to 30%. Call 833-DUMP-STR, panhandledumpsters.com.
It's time for the excitement of West Virginia High School volleyball featuring the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference. Tonight's coverage is brought to you by WVU Medicine East, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Center, Hagerstown Ford, Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, Parsons Ford, Panhandle Dumpsters, and Smallwood and Small Insurance. Now let's send it out to the broadcast booth and join our TV10 broadcast team for tonight's coverage.
For another volleyball match, how are you doing today?
Yeah, man, I am great. It is fantastic being here. Takes me back to old times. I started coaching in 1993. And in 1993, North Hagerstown High School was a member of the MVAL, and Martinsburg was a perennial foe. And what ended up happening is I went to Smithsburg High School. We came to Martinsburg, this very gym, in 1995, and Smithsburg High School stole the title. We stole the crown that day. Parkersburg South, Martinsburg, all these stellar teams here in this very gym, and we walked away. 9 years later, 3 state championships. It's great to come back to Martinsburg High School. I love it here. I love the vibe. I love the fans. And most of all, I love sitting next to the sports doctor. Here we go, baby. Let's get some volleyball on tonight.
Yeah, I'm definitely all for it. It's also senior night tonight for the Martinsburg Bulldogs. They have 9 seniors that will be featured in between games. Yukari Farici, Avery Bishop, Madison Bruniger, Kendall Holben, Emily Valls, Bella Belinda Ray, Jadolyn Joseph, Sophie Marple, and Kessie Boate. Those are your seniors for tonight's Martinsburg, Berkeley Springs varsity action. Let's take our first break here in the pregame for JV action. It will be a 2-minute break, and then when we come back, we'll go more into detail about both teams. Again, a 2-minute break. This is high school volleyball on WRNR TV and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Carpal tunnel syndrome affects 13 million Americans and left untreated can cause long-term debilitation. WVU Medicine Jefferson Medical Center recently became the first hospital in the region to offer carpal tunnel release with ultrasound guidance using the new Sonex Health SX1 microknife. CTR surgery is an outpatient procedure and most patients return to normal activities within 3 to 6 days. For more info, contact WVU Medicine Board Certified Orthopedic Surgeon Brad Wright at 304-725-2663.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning, or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
Laura, Hey, Laura, what's with the sunglasses? Ouch!
The word is spreading. Bechtel Jewelers is home to some dangerously brilliant diamonds.
See the difference at Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood. Sunglasses not included.
When you've been in a wreck, you're hurting, you're confused, the insurance company's calling you.
Insurance companies are not your friend. They have a duty to their shareholders, not to you. That's why you need to call us to make sure that you are maximizing what you are entitled to.
We've recovered over $100 million for our clients. Every case is different, no result is guaranteed. But one thing's for sure, we'll treat you like family.
Welcome back here to Martinsburg High School. We're inside the Martinsburg Field House getting ready for Martinsburg versus Berkeley Springs JV action, which is set to start in about 8.5 minutes or so. This is Colin McLaughlin. Alongside me is Jim Klein. Our cameramen are John Alderton and Donald Kinney. So let's first look at the visiting Berkeley Springs Indians. They are 2-1 coming into today, 1-1 in their respected conference in AA. They finished last season with a 5-6 record, had a lot of matches canceled due to COVID. They capped off, however, last year with a 3-game winning streak in their final 3 matches of the year. In each one, they won 3-0. Carly Spielman, Anne-Marie Ferris, Sydney Tuttle, Ella Thompson, Natalie McCarty as well, all graduated from last year's team. So different team this year. But when I talked to Coach Morris, who you'll hear from during the Varsity pregame show, he said he still has a lot of juniors that have stepped up to help this team, including a young freshman libero. They won their season opener against Paw Paw 3-0, and lost their second one at Frankfurt 3-1. But a positive there, they won one set against Frankfurt, which Coach Morris said they had not done for a long time. And then on Tuesday, they won at Petersburg 3-1 as well. So that's why they're 2-1 coming into today. Jim, how about you go over the Martinsburg Bulldogs?
Hey, you got it, man. Martinsburg Bulldogs entered this contest this evening at 1-2. They finished last season with a 5-5 record. They ended that season with a 3-0 loss to Musselman. Graduating key seniors, Ashley Wallen, Gracie Wilt, Gracie Wilt, Kara Anderson, Ella Joseph have all moved on to greener pastures. Martinsburg lost their season opener September 2nd to Washington 3-2. They lost September 3rd to Broadneck. However, won their first match of the season this very Tuesday at Jefferson 3-1, with their next game coming up Tuesday the 14th at Spring Mills.
Yeah, we'll also have that Spring Mills matchup for you. You won't be here. It'll be myself and Nick Verzolini on the call Tuesday against Spring Mills. But right now, let's continue to focus on tonight's matches for Martinsburg and Berkeley Springs. The last time these two teams faced each other dates all the way back to 2008 and 2007, Jim. And both times Martinsburg came out victorious. The last one in 2008 was 3-0. Excuse me. And then in 2007, Martinsburg won 3-1 in that last time as well. So these two teams definitely unfamiliar with each other, but it'll cause for something interesting tonight.
Absolutely. County rivals. We got Morgan County driving into the Berg. Here we are. I mean, this is great. I like to see this rivalry renewed, the bordering county rivals. Let's make it happen starting tonight.
Yeah, it was definitely always fun being from Berkeley Springs, making the trip up here whenever I played sports. We mostly did it for soccer. It was always definitely a nice trip, just being in with your team and also getting to see the different facilities, because typically Martinsburg had a little bit better facilities, especially with the turf field when it was outside. Here in the field house, it's always fun as well. It should hopefully be a great night tonight. Other EPAC matches coming up as well today. You have Hedgesville in a tournament there with East Hardy, Jefferson, and South Hagerstown. The other matchup that we have as well is Spring Mills versus Washington. Let's take another 2-minute break, and then we'll come back and we will look at both teams' rosters, and then it will hopefully be time to start JV action. Again, a 2-minute break. This is high school volleyball on WRNR-TV, Comcast Channel 10, and WRNR-TV on YouTube.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk. See dealer for details.
Let's talk trash, because when it comes to trash, you have options. Panhandle Dumpsters is a local family-owned garbage hauling company serving both residential and commercial customers with weekly trash pickup, dumpster service, yard waste pickup, and bulk pickups too. Panhandle Dumpsters will give you a free trash can and provide curbside service for just $23 a month. Panhandle Dumpsters features a fleet of quieter, eco-friendly garbage trucks, thereby reducing the noise usually associated with pickup. Switch now and save up to 30%. Call 833-DUMP-STR, panhandledumpsters.com.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Welcome back inside the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. This is Colin McLaughlin here. Alongside me is Jim Klein. Our cameramen for this evening are John Alderton and Donald Kinney. Back at the studio is Nick Verzolini. It is the Martinsburg Bulldogs taking on the Berkeley Springs Indians tonight for JV and varsity high school volleyball action here in the great state of West Virginia. Let's look at both teams' rosters for JV, starting with the visiting Berkeley Springs Indians. You have number 2, Caitlin Hagney, number 3, Sabrin Rockwell, number 11, Stephanie Briscoe, number 13, Sabrin Rockwell, number 18, Olivia Garber, number 19, Emma Easton, number 22, Lexi Stevens, number 31, Caitlin Mincher, number 32, Danica Odell, number 33, Lexi Leber, number 34, Grace Reisinger, number 36, Caitlin Hess, and number 37, Zoe Shiflett. And then rounding it out is Brooke Broderick. As for Martinsburg's JV team, you got number 1, Halani Chacon, number 3, Ashlyn Aird, number 4, Daja Wright, number 9, Valera Delago, number 11, Kira Rhodes, number 12, Amaya Berry, number 13, Cameron Sine, number 16, Madison Henry, number 24, Lily Campbell, number 28, Honey Carter, number 29, Amber Smolarski, number 31, Courtney Dick, number 35, Madigan Runyon, number 37, Maddie Fischel. So we're about 40 seconds from start. Both teams will clear the court, get everything cleaned up, and then it'll be time for this JV match. Jim, what are you hoping to see from both teams?
Well, JV level, again, it's controlling the pace of play by first putting the ball in play. Make your serve. We don't need to see 78% completion rates for serves. We need to see high percentages, and then we want to see good first contacts, moving your feet, lots of communication. Those are the fundamentals at the JV level.
So we have Berkeley Springs coming out to the court. They are in white uniforms with blue shorts and gold letters. As for Martinsburg, they are in all black this evening with white numerals on the back with the word Martinsburg and white letters as well. Libero for Martinsburg will be in orange, and trying to see if I see one out here JV-wise for Berkeley Springs, and I do not think I do, Jim.
I do not either.
So we wait here for action to begin. We have a referee up top as well, as he's coming back here. Just get adjusted, and we'll see. Just talking with Berkeley Springs head coach about something.
Yeah, checking the lineup cards always made me nervous before the match. You never want to make a mistake. You're putting the and I did make a mistake. It was 97. I made a mistake. I transposed my two middles going up against North Hagerstown High School with a 6'3" middle, and we got our butts handed to us in game one. So it's ever important for accuracy to start the match.
As we are just getting ready to start. As we're having some camera issues, it kind of just dropped on us, so he is going to try to get that. We'll just have it moved if that's right. We were going to attempt for you to have a decent camera angle as we can see what the referee's trying to do, see if we can either get it adjusted or just take it out, Donald. Either way, it'll be fine. We were going to attempt just to see how close we could get to the net for you. Maybe another time, guys. We apologize for that and apologize for delaying some action for you, but we'll try to just get it and let you see for a second how it looked before it gets taken down. So while that happens, we'll just wait and see what we have here for JV as the ball's getting ready to be brought in.
You know, never a dull moment with live TV, man. We are lucky to have TV 10 here tonight. This is outstanding. First serve.
And a serve by Berkeley Springs over to the Martinsburg side. Martinsburg sending a very deep free ball, and that's going to go way out. First point goes to Berkeley Springs.
Hey, see, it all comes down to first touch. Berkeley Springs with the successful first touch, good serve. Martinsburg, not a very good pass. They get out of system and need to send a free ball, and then there's a mental mistake.
So Berkeley Springs on with the serve now, trying to see who that is down
Great
there.
Great pass.
This one goes up off the net.
That's a kill.
To that right side, lucky hop. Martinsburg ties it up 1-1.
Yeah, but it all started with the first touch. Great pass, perfect set, maybe a little tight. Outside hitter adjusted, got there, off block, drops right inside, boom. That's a kill, 1-1.
On to serve now is the Martinsburg Bulldogs, trying to see who that is. Looks like it is Amaya Berry serving it over to Berkeley Springs. It's going to go right by. Trying to see what number that is. That's number 14. I don't have a 14, so that might be Brooke Boderick.
It was a good serve, flat, hard serve. Very close, looked like it definitely hit the chalk.
This one going to go to Rockwell. It's going to send a free ball over. That's going to go to the Martinsburg bench, so the score now 3-1 Bulldogs.
Man, that official was getting combat duty, man. He is working the whistle while Donald, the cameraman, is setting up the camera. Look at this stuff. This is high-tech action right here.
Always having fun with it. So will change angle so that we can see the play as it's another ace for Martinsburg.
Yeah, it's great serving. Great serving by both teams, actually. I mean, this is exactly what I was hoping to see here to start this match. Aggressive, hard, flat serving. Love it.
Score 4-1, still serving for Martinsburg's Amaya Berry. As the camera is back up, Donald's going to come back up here and man this one, and we'll hope that it does not fall again. This one going over to it is Sabrin Rockwell for Berkeley Springs. Comes back to the Martinsburg side. Deep free ball goes out. 4-2's the score. Martinsburg still leads, but it will be serving for Berkeley Springs now.
Okay, and if you watch the match on Tuesday night, the trends were deep free balls give the defense a chance to set up. Martinsburg's taken 2 deep free balls out of bounds.
Briscoe with the serve. Martinsburg just tried to kill it, and it went too far out of bounds, so Berkeley Springs back within 1, 4-3.
Yeah, I wonder if Martinsburg coaches the free balls to be deep, and I love that. I hope that's the case.
Ball back on Martinsburg's side. Carter sets it over here with a kill.
Great
all the way
swing.
Coming across from Courtney Dick, and Martinsburg gets the point after a mental mistake by Berkeley Springs.
Yeah, the setter was late on rotating to her defensive base. then ended up in a situation in transition offense.
Martinsburg on to serve now. 5-3 is the score. That one going to go right to Berkeley Springs back line. Goes all the way back, so Briscoe's going to have to try to send a free ball over. Miss hits it. Another point. Martinsburg. Score is 6-3 now. Bulldogs lead the Indians. Courtney Dick to serve for Martinsburg. Going to hit this one directly at that back line.
Nice.
Diving and missing it for Berkeley Springs, I believe, was Stephanie Briscoe. It was 7-3 Martinsburg.
Yeah, Briscoe needs to avoid the urge to cheat up too far. She's going to get caught.
As Courtney Dick serves this one, it's going to go right back at Briscoe, and it goes out right by her, so Berkeley Springs gets a point.
Yeah, and it was definitely out, a good ball without. But if that would have been on the line, she had no chance to make that when she cheated in front of the three-point line for serve receive. You teach your kids to stay back and lean forward, be in a position to jump that ball rather than cheating up. Much more difficult to run backwards.
Remember, you always say make sure your foot's on the line, because if it is, then you know for sure. As it looks like we have a service error there by Caitlin Hess for Berkeley Springs. I believe she stepped across the inbounds line.
Yep, you cannot touch the line. Your foot may not touch the line before you contact the ball.
So 8-4 is the score. Martinsburg leads. Daja Wright is now serving for the Bulldogs. This one comes forward, and it's going to get hit out by Briscoe.
Regardless of that foot fault, only one service error for both teams, or this part of the match. I think that's a good job. I like that. To me, that says good coaching, good fundamental execution. This is a good start to the match tonight.
So this one hit at Briscoe. It's going to be aired back up, and then a close free ball hit by Lexi Stevens. This one's going to go to the back. Briscoe quickly puts her hands up, saves it. Stevens hits a deep free ball over to the middle line for Daja Wright. Set by Barry.
Lefty.
Going with the kill, and getting the point is Valerie Delgado.
Yeah, so Delgado's at the 2. For a left-hander, was her natural on-hand position. Most times that position's called the opposite, or offhand. That is a fantastic pull. I mean, that is a great swing. Love to see the left-hander.
Quick correction, it's just Delgado. I accidentally added a extra vowel in there. I know Rob Mario would be proud. However, I got to stay accurate.
Oh yeah, if her name ends with a vowel, he's happy.
Another point, Martinsburg. The score is 11-4. The Bulldogs on Berkeley Springs here in JV action, set number 1. Daja Wright with the serve. Over to the Berkeley Springs side. Not really any offense as Berkeley Springs still gets the point, though. But you don't really see a, smooth rhythm for their offense. It's mostly just trying to hit it over the net and keep it without touching the court, which I guess, when it all boils down to it, works. But you want to be more effective and have some sets and kills in there as well. As this serve by Berkeley Springs goes out, the score is 12-5. That was Danica Odell.
Yeah, somebody jinxed it, man. We had a good run of consecutive serves.
This one hit directly at Garber. She recovered and sends it to the Martinsburg side, and it just quickly goes over. Berkeley Springs was spread out too much, and it fell right in front of that front line where should have been Odell. Another point goes to Martinsburg. They lead 13-5. Delgado to serve. That one's going to be hard directly at that back line. Olivia Garber hits it into the stands on the far side. 14-5, Martinsburg leads.
Yeah, when you think about JV action, you're thinking about serve, you're thinking about first contact, you're talking about communication. Then you move to the second layer of skill, and it's transition, moving from defense to offense or offense to defense. And what you observed on that overpass that dropped in, Berkeley Springs very late moving from their offensive set, serve receive, to their defensive set.
Delgado gets another ace, make it 15-5. Martinsburg all over Berkeley Springs, and a timeout will be called. Let's take it with them. 30-second timeout. The score is Martinsburg 15, Berkeley Springs 5. This is high school volleyball on WRNR TV and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Carpal tunnel syndrome affects 13 million Americans and left untreated can cause long-term debilitation. WVU Medicine Jefferson Medical Center recently became the first hospital in the region to offer carpal tunnel release with ultrasound guidance using the new Sonex Health SX1 microknife. CTR surgery is an outpatient procedure and most patients return to normal activities within 3 to 6 days. For more info, contact WVU Medicine Board Certified Orthopedic Surgeon Brad Wright at 304-725-2663.
Welcome back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. JV action. We're in set number 1 between the Martinsburg Bulldogs and the Berkeley Springs Indians. The score, for those of you just joining us, 15-5. Martinsburg up early and dominating so far here in JV play against Berkeley Springs. Still serving for Martinsburg is Valeria Delgado. We have a little bit of a face guard issue as a player was taking their gaiter off their neck for Berkeley Springs. Referee's going to blow his whistle, and we'll be back with Delgado's serve for Martinsburg. Serving it to the left side, and that's going to go directly at Stephanie Briscoe over her head to the wall and out. Another point, Martinsburg. That first hit now that's killing the Indians.
And serve receive, you should be set so that your shoulders are in line with the end line. A hard-driven ball at your shoulder should be out. And look where she is. Now she took a full step back. I drop one in, lollipop it.
Directly at Briscoe again. That's going to hit the barrier that's typically dropped down during gym classes and other opportunities. And it falls directly down. Berkeley Springs seemed confused how to play that as well.
Yeah, got to see the ball at all times, especially a hard-driven ball, straight up into the ceiling or rafters. That's unfortunate.
17-5 is the score. Martinsburg still all over Berkeley Springs. Still targeting Briscoe is Delgado. Another ace for Martinsburg. Berkeley Springs just can't get a rhythm going right now, which is unfortunate for them because that's what you always want to see in JV, is just having the basics down and getting some type of groove going.
Agree 100%, Doc. You got to work the bump set spike, baby.
It's another serve directly at Stephanie Briscoe, and another point for Martinsburg. Another thing, as Briscoe goes over to talk with the Berkeley Springs coach, you mentioned it when we were there Tuesday, you got to see an adjustment.
Absolutely.
And we haven't seen it yet.
And I'm telling you, unless I was something that was grossly out of line, I would not call timeout as my first adjustment. Right now, 32 could drop back into the serve receive. She's a back row player.
Another serve, and that's going to be a bullet ace. Just missing Olivia Garber for Berkeley Springs. Make it 20-5 Martinsburg.
Yeah, that was a line drive right up confusion corridor. I mean, that was no one knew who to play. But I do see some obstinance here from Coach, because 32 could drop back into serve receive. You could move into a 4-man. No shame in that when you give it up 10 in a row.
This one goes to Briscoe, coming up for it and hitting it down is Caitlin Hagany, and she gets it right back to her. And Berkeley Springs, Alexi Leber tried to just bounce it back up. It hits off the net. 21-5, Martinsburg leads. Delgado with another serve directly at Stephanie Briscoe. And another point goes to Martinsburg, 22-5.
Again, she's standing behind the three-point line and playing the ball with her hands at forehead level. The ball should be out. That hard-driven ball should be out.
Delgado still serving for Martinsburg. She comes all the way forward, hits this one directly at Briscoe. It goes off her hands into the Berkeley Springs bench, 23-5 Martinsburg.
Hard-driven ball, you got to keep your hands down. Hands down, cushion, slight bend to the elbows. It's just a difficult situation here, and that poor kid's stuck out on an island right now as the #1 serve receiver.
Delgado, another hard one directly at Stephanie Briscoe. She drops to her knees, gets the bump. Setting it is Odell. Berkeley Springs finally hits it over and gets their 6th point. That will end the big Martinsburg run. So Berkeley Springs gets a serve and can hopefully readjust and chip away at this 17-point lead to score 23-6 Martinsburg. Substitute coming in, Cameron Sign for the Bulldogs. On to serve now for Berkeley Springs is Grace Reisinger. She's going to hit this one off the net, and it'll be set point opportunity now for Martinsburg as they lead 24-6.
Yikes.
There's not enough power there for Berkeley Springs. Didn't really have a, I guess, walk-up as you mostly see with other players as well. So this serve gets the ace. Martinsburg wins set one by a final score of 25-6 over Berkeley Springs. They now lead 1-0 here in JV action. We'll head to set number 2 after a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on WRNR TV, Comcast Channel 10, WRNR TV on YouTube.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
When you've been in a wreck, you're hurting, you're confused, the insurance company's calling you.
Insurance companies are not your friend. They have a duty to their shareholders, not to you. That's why you need to call us to make sure that you are maximizing what you are entitled to.
We've recovered over $100 million for our clients. Every case is different, no result is guaranteed. But one thing's for sure, we'll treat you like family.
Welcome back inside the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. This is Colin McLaughlin. Alongside me is Jim Klein. Our cameramen for this evening are John Alderton and Donald Kinney. Back at the studio is Nick Verzolini. Hopefully you're enjoying this broadcast, and if you typically watch WRNR TV whenever we have live sports, first time this year, you finally get to see multiple cameras. Fortunately enough, we finally got some new equipment back. It's all working, so hopefully it continues to work, knock on wood. I know Mike's probably listening now, and I'll probably get a text saying if you just jinxed it, you might not see me on the sideline tomorrow, because I'll probably be somewhere else looking for a job, Jim.
Hey, man, the Mogul's got a pro setup here right now. Dude, the Mogul has got a professional setup. He just needs to find another professional announcer to go here with the sports doctor, Colin McLaughlin. I am not the professional. I am just the guy who coached volleyball.
You're always the brains in this. Exactly.
Yeah.
The guy that just coached volleyball, therefore you're the brains. 3-time state champion. I appreciate the humbleness over there, Jim.
And I love it.
Without you, I'd probably fall apart typically during this broadcast.
No way.
Next week will be difficult.
I'm telling you, I watch these kids. I'm very glad to see.
As John bows down to you. We're not worthy of your presence.
That's lovely. I'm glad to see these kids out here competing, performing, getting a chance to, school is not the #1 motivation for every kid. Athletics, extracurricular activities, there's reasons why kids work hard in school. And in some cases, it's to be able to have the opportunity to participate like this. And I'm very grateful that the county, the state, TV10, everybody's here to be able to support these student athletes in their endeavors, have a little bit of fun, and learn something along the way. The valuable lessons of hard work, diligence, putting in time, being on time, being where you're supposed to be at the right time, diligence. All of those different characteristics are being taught right now, whether they realize it or not. And we're ready to start set number 2.
Yep, as we were just having both officials figure out the rotation order, helping out both teams as it's still JV action, so they're making sure it's all correct. It's always a teaching experience at this level. Berkeley Springs still has to readjust themselves, and on to serve for Martinsburg's Maya Berry, who we saw, I believe, start set number 1 as well. So Berry from the far side has her serve go directly to that back line, and it is hit up by Reisinger. Berkeley Springs not over in time. I believe that was Stephanie Briscoe having to go around Caitlin Hess, who was unable to hit it over for him. So Martinsburg takes the 1-0 lead.
Yeah, it's a shame. It was a good pass. Good set, too. It's in.
That one just in, so an ace. Martinsburg, 2-0, they lead. Again, this is a best 2 out of 3 for JV action, so Martinsburg wins this, it's all over. Barry serves this one.
It's a tough
and miscommunication by Berkeley Springs as Grace Reisinger's communicating to her team now saying my fault. Nonetheless, 3-0 Martinsburg.
Yeah, again, there are adjustments that you can make if the coach is aware. The 4 right now, the far left front, could slide back into serve receive.
Another serve here, and this one going to go out. Berkeley Springs gets a point. So now the score is 3-1, and the Indians get their first serve of set 2.
Yeah, Caitlin Hess, she could have dropped back for Berkeley Springs into serve receive. She chose not to for whatever reason, or coach, that it was not a situation that they were willing to do, and they only gave up 3 points, I guess. So not a lot cost. I just like to see more variations.
Hagany with the serve. Coming in on it is the libero for Martinsburg. Hitting it over is Delgado. So Berkeley Springs now having to run and unable to hit it over for the third hit is Hagany. So that'll be another point for Martinsburg, making the score 4-1. 2 more substitutes coming in, Madigan Runyon as well as Ashlyn Aird for the Bulldogs. So we wait for both of those subs to come in, and the officials make sure it's all good. Exiting the game will be Maddie Fischel as well as Courtney Dick. And as she enters the game, Madigan Runyon will also be the server for Martinsburg. Her serve going to go at that back line, getting a set and just hitting it back over to the Martinsburg side. Great heads-up play by Briscoe as she has to quickly get back to her position. She bumps this one up. It's going to be a free ball over by Berkeley Springs. Directed at Honey Carter, the libero, and getting the kill is Delgado, making it 6-1 Martinsburg.
Yeah, Delgado, she's got great timing. I mean, she's not jumping out of her shoes, but outstanding timing, great swing, very fundamental with her release. Follow through. That's a sharp hit.
Serve here. Just going to be out there on the near side back line, so Berkeley Springs gets its second point. Both of them have been by service errors on Martinsburg.
It was a great serve. It was a good shot. Good spot.
This one hit up by Carter.
Tight, real tight.
Bumped up and then tipped over by Aird. Briscoe has to get back up and hit it over for Berkeley Springs and gets the point. Great hustle by her. She was on the ground, just got back up, readjusted herself within about 2-3 seconds and got the point for Berkeley Springs, making it 5-3.
Yep, that's considered a kill, deep kill.
She will now be the server. Briscoe there on your TV, number 11 for Berkeley Springs. On to serve now and hits it over to Martinsburg's Aird. Gets it set by Delgado and off the net. Lily Campbell gets the point for Martinsburg, making it 6-3.
Yeah, great pass, Aird with the kill.
2 more substitutes will enter for the Bulldogs. Kiera Rhodes as well as Daja Wright. Exiting the game is Honey Carter and Lily Campbell. Daja Wright enters and will also be on to serve for Martinsburg. So we're in set number 2. Martinsburg won set 1 by a score of 25-6 against the Berkeley Springs Indians. All right, serves this one over to the Berkeley Springs side, and it's going to go out. Briscoe lets it go. 6-4, Berkeley Springs back to serve as they trail by 2.
I think all but 1 point have come up from service errors from Martinsburg. It was the one kill up the line from the back row attack. Otherwise, 3 service errors for Martinsburg.
Might be correct there, Jim, as this one served over from Berkeley Springs. Caitlin Hess. She bumps this one up. A pass by Leber and never got it over, so an easy point for Martinsburg.
I don't know if you can hear, but the difference between Martinsburg and Berkeley Springs, you could hear the setter taking the third ball. I'm going to go, I'll go. And she sent the ball over. Conversely, with Berkeley Springs, the first pass is questionably good. The setter and the offhand are running into each other, and they can't get the ball back across the net.
As an ace there by Delgado makes it 8-4 Martinsburg, and we saw her have the terrific run with a lot of aces and easy points for Martinsburg in set one. Let's see if she can copy it in set two and put this thing away. Back-to-back aces, making it 9-4 now for Martinsburg. And let's see if it's going to repeat itself. Obviously, Berkeley Springs doesn't want it to. Let's see if they can adjust and get a point before Delgado puts this away for the Bulldogs.
So 2 is slid in. Oh, there she moved back up. I thought maybe Rockwell was going to try and help out with serve receive.
Stephanie Briscoe hits this one off Delgado, and miss-hitting it was Grace Reisinger, so making it 10-4 now is Martinsburg.
Got no answer for this serve.
No, they do not. Delgado definitely very confident back there and very impressive, especially with this serve. Let's see if she can do it again. Left-handed serve as well, and that one just goes out. So Berkeley Springs gets a point. The score now 10-5. Martinsburg still leads, and it'll be serving for Berkeley Springs, Zoe Shiflin, I believe.
Yeah, but you can see how bad habits are developed. Briscoe's hands came up. She almost reached for that ball and then whipped them down at the very last second as the ball sailed out. When you coach these kids up, feet on the three-point line, never reach above your shoulders, you instill that muscle memory to know that it should be out.
Danica Odell actually on to serve for Berkeley Springs. And this kill going directly at Shiflett. Berkeley Springs hits it back over, recovered by Aird.
Aird with a perfect pass.
Hit it to the back line. Stephanie Briscoe gets it to Shiflett. A deep free ball over by Leber. Can Martinsburg capitalize? Aird.
That's a
does
kill.
Capitalize. 11-5 Martinsburg. Great volley there by both teams. That's the first time we've seen that tonight.
Very good. You're exactly right, Colin. Good call. Both teams a little bit of action. Centered in 3. Love to see Martinsburg pass set. Take two good swings. Aird eventually wears down the defense with the kill.
11-5 is the score. Martinsburg leads. Here's the serve by Maddie Fischel. Stephanie Briscoe tries to get it. And then a soft hit by Alexi Leber, and no teammates able to help her out for the third and final hit. 12-5 is the score now, Martinsburg. Maddie Fischel gets the ball back. Fischel blows the whistle. This one hit by Fischel to Briscoe. Another miss hit. And they're all the way almost at the out-of-bounds. Berkeley Springs going the wrong way. Caitlin Hagany has the third and final hit, making it 13-5, and a timeout called by Berkeley Springs. We'll take it with them. 30-second break. This is high school volleyball on WRNR-TV and WRNR-TV on YouTube.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Alongside me is Jim Klein. Cameramen are John Alderton and Donald Kinney. Back at the studio is Nick Verzolini. We are in set number 2 of JV action between the Martinsburg Bulldogs and Berkeley Springs Indians. The score is Martinsburg 13, Berkeley Springs 5. Those of you just tuning in, as I said, we're in JV action. The varsity action will start about 20 minutes after JV. Might run a little longer, however, today due to the senior night festivities for Martinsburg, as they will recognize 9 seniors on the team that will be graduating after this year. Maddie Fischel serves this one right at Stephanie Briscoe, hitting it back over deep and just out of bounds. Trying to get the kill was Caitlin Hagany, making it 14-5.
That was out by more than a tippy toe. That's all I've got to say. Martinsburg's entire defense followed it to the line, called it out in unison.
So I agree with that one, Jim. And another miss hit by Berkeley Springs goes out of bounds. I believe that one was by Danica Odell. 15-5 Martinsburg. Official, another serve. It's Stephanie Briscoe, and she mishits that one, 16-5. Frustration starting to settle in for Berkeley Springs as well.
Well, you know, and I don't want to be critical. I'm not certain of the backgrounds, but if you're not going to make any adjustments, you're just going to keep the same 3 kids standing there. It's like target practice.
So this kill opportunity by Lexi Leber hit too hard and goes all the way to the back line and out. 17-5 now. Martinsburg leads, which means they're 8 points away from victory. Official serves that one off the net. So Berkeley Springs gets a point. It's now 17-6. Syra Lee from the Indians and served by Grace Reisinger.
All right, I'd like to see serve receive here. 13 Cam Sign played games last night for the freshman team is the word on the street. See how they respond.
Looks like we have a timeout called. We'll take it as well. Another 30-second break. The score 17-6. Martinsburg leads. This is high school volleyball on WRNR TV and WRNR TV on YouTube.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning, or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
Welcome back inside the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. The score is 17-6. We're in set number 2 of JV action between the Martinsburg Bulldogs and Berkeley Springs Indians. It will be the Indians with the serve now on the far side in the white and blue and gold stripes. On to serve for Berkeley Springs is Grace Reisinger. She hits this one to dodge right on the back line, and some miscommunication between Delgado and I believe that was Kira Rhodes. So point Berkeley Springs.
It looked like Chacon came from the front row, and Cam Sign didn't know what the play is. Chacon's got to call it out. If she's the setter, she's got the full right and responsibility to make that second contact.
Service error making the score now 18-7 Martinsburg. And a substitution is Grace Reisinger will exit. Sabrin Rockwell will enter for Berkeley Springs.
Yeah. And one of my favorite penalties when a setter failed to get the second contact was making them take their knee pads down. You know what? Setters remember to start calling when you execute some type of draconian measure like no knee pads.
And an ace for Martinsburg. 19-7 is the score. Serving for them is Kiera Rhodes. Rhodes gets the ball and comes to the near side for her serve. Hits this one over. It's going to float to the middle. Calling for it and missing it is Zoe Shiflett. The score now 20-7, Martinsburg. Ball being thrown back now here for Rhodes. Rhodes bounces it, hits this one just off the net, and that one sneaks in. Another ace for Martinsburg, 21-7. Berkeley Springs just can't find the answers tonight for JV action. Rhodes serves this one to the back line at Shiflett. Shiflett up for Odell, and a free ball hit over by Haggany. And it looks like a miss hit by Rhodes, and then unable to get it was Chacon. So Berkeley Springs gets its 8th point. The score is 21-8.
You know, Berkeley Springs is working. They're trying. You know, clearly they're a little bit overmanned, you know, in this situation, but they're still hustling. They're still working.
See if they can chip away and get some more positives here before the evening's done, as this serve goes to the back line of Martinsburg from Leber. And a deep free ball by Fischel. An opportunity for Berkeley Springs now. Coming in on it is Briscoe, and she's going to hit that too hard and over into the stands of the student section. 22-8 Martinsburg.
You know, that's a small victory for Berkeley Springs. A bump set spike. Got to be happy that they were, you know, able to execute some form of their offense. A lot of kids getting to play.
On to serve now is Helani Chacon for Martinsburg, and we have a substitute entering for Berkeley Springs. Sabrin Rockwell enters. Serve going to be a line drive. Berkeley Springs tried to quickly react, had 2 quick hits, was unable to get a third, so 23-8 now is the score.
Yeah, that was a rocket serve. I mean, that was fantastic.
Helani Chacon trying to wrap this up. Martinsburg 2 points away from victory in JV action. Stephanie Briscoe hits this one up to Odell. A free ball over by Rockwell, hit right back by Martinsburg. Berkeley Springs has to just send another deep free ball over this time to Honey Carter. Bumped up by Chacon. Getting a kill and a point is Madigan Runyon, making it a game point opportunity for Martinsburg. The score is 24-8.
Yeah, and I liked seeing Campbell, number 24. She took that overpass and hit it in one, and it was a good swing. She stayed out of the net. She reached up. Good follow-through, snapped the wrist. Berkeley Springs with the dig, but eventually led to the kill.
And Helani Chacon unable to put it away from Martinsburg as a service error, making the score 24-9. So some more substitutes will come in for Berkeley Springs. They'll switch some things around as they have to now make sure that Martinsburg can't get another point up until Berkeley Springs would have to tie it up. Otherwise, it's game, set, match. Caitlin Hagany with the serve. That one's going to go deep directly at Runyon. Bumping it up is Chacon. Getting the kill is Delgado.
Good up.
But recovering it for Berkeley Springs. Tipped it back into the middle. Runyon for the win. Martinsburg gets it 25-9. They win 2-0 in JV play. Good for the Bulldogs. Bad for Berkeley Springs, unfortunately for them. And that's going to be that for JV action again. Final of set 2, 25-9. So Martinsburg gets the win. Let's take a 2-minute break, and then we will come back and wrap some things up from the JV action. Again, a 2-minute break. This is WRNR Comcast Channel 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk. See dealer for details.
Let's talk trash, because when it comes to trash, you have options. Panhandle Dumpsters is a local family-owned garbage hauling company serving both residential and commercial customers with weekly trash pickup, dumpster service, yard waste pickup, and bulk pickups too. Panhandle Dumpsters will give you a free trash can and provide curbside service for just $23 a month. Panhandle Dumpsters features a fleet of quieter, eco-friendly garbage trucks, thereby reducing the noise usually associated with pickup. Switch now and save up to 30%. Call 833-DUMP-STR, panhandledumpsters.com.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Welcome back here to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. The final score between the Martinsburg Bulldogs and Berkeley Springs Indians for JV action. 2-0. Martinsburg wins set 1 25-6 and set 2 25-9. This is Colin McLaughlin. Alongside me is Jim Klein, our cameramen for this evening, or Donald Kinney and John Alderton. And back in the studio is Nick Verzolini. As I mentioned throughout the broadcast, it is senior night tonight, so we're going to do the best that we can to possibly bring you that before we take our long commercial break in between the matches when the warm-ups start. That'll be a 5-minute break, just a reminder for back at the studio. But right now, we're going to do our best whenever they start the senior night festivities to just turn down our headsets, turn up the crowd mic that we have situated, and hope that we're able to bring you the recognition of the 9 seniors, which is Yukari Ferrarici, Avery Bishop, Madigan Bruniger, Kendall Holben, Emily Valls, Bella Belinda Ray, Jaden Lynn Joseph, Sophie Marple, and Kessie Boate. Always fun for senior night. You have any fun memories of senior nights whenever you coached at Smithsburg, Jim?
Now, you know what? My focus was on the kids getting their recognition, letting them do the thing that they needed to do or what they felt good about, and I supported that for them, and even more so for the parents.
All right, let's see if we can pick up the audio here for the senior night for the Martinsburg Bulldogs.
So we're going to be recognizing the Martinsburg High School volleyball seniors for this year. They will be announced along with their parents and their escorts, and they will be coming out into the court. Presenting first and foremost, Avery Joy Bishop. After high school, Avery plans to go to a 4-year school and continue volleyball and academic career while studying psychology with the intent to become a veteran counselor with the VA and eventually get her doctorate and become a psychiatrist. She's been 5 years in the program and 3 years playing on varsity. In her own words, I would like to first thank my parents and sisters for being the best support system I could ask for through all these years. I wouldn't be who I am without them. I also like to thank my coaches, especially Phil McCoy, Jody Holland, and Mike Nelson, on helping me become the player I am. An extra big thank you to the Martinsburg program and coaches it has had over the years. The past 5 years have been some of the best years I've had. I'll never forget my experiences and friendships I've made through this program. Also, thank you to my sisters, Emery and Skylar, for always being there to talk and pepper with. Can't wait to see you both grow up. Avery was escorted by her mom, Amanda Bishop, her dad, Jeff Bishop, and her sisters, Skylar and Emery Bishop. Next. Next, we have Emily Valls, daughter of Eileen and Emily Valls. Emily plans to attend a 4-year college after high school and study kinesiology and become a physical therapist. She's been in the program for 5 years, and this is her first year on varsity. In her own words, she'd like to thank her mom and dad for always supporting her and pushing her to be the best that she could be. She says, I'd also like to thank my coaches, especially Rookie Cookie, who's had to deal with me for 5 years. She's being escorted by her mom and dad at Unit Miguel. Next up, we have Sophie Marple, daughter of Megan and Jason Marple. Sophie plans on attending a 4-year university and majoring in criminal justice. She's been 4 years in the program and has played varsity for 1 year. She says, I would like to thank my parents and my friends. Tonight, she's being escorted by Jason and Megan Marple, her parents. She's been in the program for 5 years and has played on varsity for 3 years. She says, I want to thank my family and friends for always encouraging me to play my hardest and for being my biggest supporters. I want to thank all my coaches who have taken time out of their day to teach me the game of volleyball. I truly am grateful for them. Without my coaches, which also includes my dad, I wouldn't be here where I am now today. I want to thank my teammates for motivating me every day, for always picking me up when I make mistakes, and for creating memories that I will cherish forever. I am forever thankful for all of you, and I love you all dearly. Tonight, she was escorted by her parents, Matt and Janelle, and her sisters, Abigail, Ella, Morgan, and Maya.
She went by last year.
I think you're right. Yeah. Planning to continue a lifelong career in the United States military. She's been in the program for 4 years and has played on varsity for 2 years. She says, I'd like to thank my parents for their constant support along with my grandparents.
Berkeley Springs.
I'd like to thank my best friend who stuck with me through it all, Morgan, Emma, Hope, and Amber. I'd also like to thank the program for wonderful high school experience and life.
So her parents are tuning in.
Tonight she's
So I was going to say hello, but I forgot to ask her. I messaged her host family this week.
Alrighty, that's going to wrap things up for senior night. Congratulations to all of the Martinsburg seniors, the 9 that were recognized. Again, Yakari Blanchard, Avery Bishop, Madison Brenniger, Kendall Holman, Emily Valls, Bella Ray, Jadalyn Joseph, Sophie Marple, and Kessie Bote. Congratulations to all of them, and a nice gesture by Martinsburg as well, recognizing the Berkeley Springs seniors, I believe, out there as well, just giving them a rose and helping them out. Always great to see that nowadays for teams to do that and recognize the opposing seniors.
Absolutely. And it's not just for the seniors, it's the recognition of the parents, their time and effort, you know, driving to and from practices and games and camps and conditioning, OTAs. This is a tribute to everyone who's involved in athletics.
Yeah, so definitely great job tonight for Martinsburg. And here, as they wrap things up, they will take some pictures as best that they can, and then hopefully here soon we will have the warm-ups start between the Martinsburg Bulldogs and Berkeley Springs Indians varsity team. Again, earlier, for those of you that are just tuning in, we had JV action that started at 6 o'clock, and Martinsburg came out victorious 2-0 in the best 2 out of 3. They won set number 1, 25-6, and then set number 2, 25-9. This is Colin McLaughlin. Alongside me is Jim Klein. Our cameramen for this evening are John Alderton and Donald Kinney. Back at the studio is Nick Verzolini. Some upcoming broadcasts for you as you enjoy watching our live local coverage of sports. Tomorrow, we got some football for you. Who doesn't love football? I know after tonight, I'll be heading home and watching the kickoff of the NFL season as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Dallas Cowboys play tonight. But for you tomorrow on WRNR 106.5 FM and 740 AM, we will have Sharando at Martinsburg, as well as our Comcast Channel 10 and YouTube page. Pregame will be at 6 p.m. Then Saturday, September 11th, more football. The Shepherd Rams will head to Erie, Pennsylvania, and we'll follow. And that's going to be at Gannon University against the Golden Knights. That's going to be on TV 10 only, as well as our YouTube page. Pregame for that one is at 11:30 a.m. And then the 2 volleyball matches that we have next week that you're going to miss, Jim, and I'll miss one of them as well. Tuesday, September 14th, it'll be myself and Nick Verzolini on the call for Spring Mills back here at Martinsburg. Pregame at 5:45. That'll be on TV 10 and our YouTube page only as well. And then Thursday, September 16th, it'll be Spencer and Nick on that call because you'll still be on vacation, and I will actually be having an early Christmas present that I'm giving to my dad, going to the Washington football game against the New York Giants, since he's a fan. So hopefully we'll get to enjoy that. But September 16th here on TV10 and our YouTube page as well will be Hedgesville at Martinsburg. So let's finally take our 5-minute break just to get some commercials in, as warm-ups have just started here. Again, 5-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on WRNR TV, Comcast Channel 10, WRNR TV on YouTube.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk. See dealer for details.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Let's talk trash, because when it comes to trash, you have options. Panhandle Dumpsters is a local family-owned garbage hauling company serving both residential and commercial customers with weekly trash pickup, dumpster service, yard waste pickup, and bulk pickups too. Panhandle Dumpsters will give you a free trash can and provide curbside service for just $23 a month. Panhandle Dumpsters features a fleet of quieter, eco-friendly garbage trucks, thereby reducing the noise usually associated with pickup. Switch now and save up to 30%. Call 833-DUMP-STR, panhandledumpsters.com.
When you've been in a wreck, you're hurting, you're confused, the insurance company's calling you.
Insurance companies are not your friend. They have a duty to their shareholders, not to you. That's why you need to call us to make sure that you are maximizing what you are entitled to.
We've recovered over $100 million for our clients. Every case is different, no result is guaranteed. But one thing's for sure, we'll treat you like family.
Berkeley Medical Center is the first hospital in West Virginia to acquire Surgical Theater's 360-degree XR visualization platform for neurological surgery. Surgical Theater provides a new way to take an immersive look inside the brain and spine that can be used for patient engagement, preoperative planning, and intraoperative visualization. Dr. Jonathan Sherman with the WVU Rockefeller Neuroscience Institute is the first neurosurgeon in West Virginia to offer this revolutionary platform. WVU Medicine, the future of surgery is here.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Welcome back into the Martinsburg Field House. This is Colin McLaughlin. Alongside me is Jim Klein. Our cameramen are Donald Kinney and John Alderton. Back at the studio for tonight's game is Nick Verzolini. We're back for varsity action here in about 13 to 14 minutes between the Martinsburg Bulldogs and Berkeley Springs Indians. We already saw JV action in which Martinsburg picked up the 2-0 victory over Berkeley Springs. And we already had our senior night festivities as well, which was fun to watch. Congratulations to the 9 seniors getting to hear about their futures as well. It's always fun to see, and some awesome things that I heard from them. So hopefully they have bright futures ahead of them, Jim. So I welcome you into the broadcast. I know while I was running around getting some notes and everything for this, you were hopefully watching the warm-ups. What have you seen so far?
Yeah, one of the things that is funny, I was sitting here talking to John in between, during the break, and there is the potential for distraction that adds another element of, uncertainty to this match. What I saw was Berkeley Springs eager to get on the court and begin warming up. It took a few minutes for the fans to kind of move away from the court. Martinsburg did a little powwow. They continued to mill around, but they really did not start their actual pregame warm-up until about 2 minutes ago. So there's not a lot to see yet. Martinsburg came out and served very aggressively at the JV level, and I wonder if that's a coaching philosophy that we'll see here this evening at the varsity level. And if so, Berkeley Springs is going to have to bring that first contest. Otherwise, it could be a short match, just like the JV match was.
Yeah, as I'm looking out here right now, it's both sides just trying to get down the fundamentals, warming up again. Martinsburg in black on the right side of our screen. Berkeley Springs in the white to your left for those of you watching. Berkeley Springs and Martinsburg both coming in off victories on Tuesday. Let's look at some Berkeley Springs notes. They finished last year with a 5-6 record. They capped off last year with a 3-game winning streak. In all those matches, they won 3-0. They had a whole bunch of seniors graduate last year. That were also starters for the varsity team: Carly Spielman, Anne-Marie Ferris, Sydney Tuttle, Ella Thompson, and Natalie McCarty. Those were the ones that graduated last year. And as I mentioned, they're 2-1 so far this year. Their victories against Paul and Petersburg. The Paul one was 3-0. Petersburg, the most recent one, 3-1. And their lone loss is against Frankfurt, 3-1, coming last week. Jim, how about you look at Martinsburg as well? A pretty similar record from last season.
Yeah, they finished last year with a 5-6 record. Of course, the departure of those 4 key seniors. That's going to be the big question mark this evening, how they respond to Wallen going to a Division I school, and then the athleticism of Ella Joseph, Kiara Anderson, and Gracie Wilt. Martinsburg did lose their season opener September 2nd to Washington in a 3-2 contest. They lost September 3rd to Broadneck 3-love. And then won their first match of the season this Tuesday, like you mentioned, at Jefferson 3-1. Someone leaves this gym tonight with an imperfect record for the week, Colin.
Yep, that is correct. And obviously both teams don't want that to happen. So we're about 10 minutes or so from the start of varsity action. Let's take our first 2-minute break, and then we'll come back and hear from both teams' head coaches. Again, a 2-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on WRNR TV 10 on Comcast and WRNR TV on YouTube.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
WVU Medicine continues to expand to meet the needs of our growing community. We're excited to offer high-quality healthcare in the Shepherdstown area at our new medical office facility located on Route 45 West at 60 McLean Way. Services available at the new WVU Medicine Shepherdstown location include primary care, behavioral health and psychiatry, and specialty care. Plus, 2 departments of Berkeley Medical Center are on-site, lab services, and x-ray services available weekdays 7 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Make an appointment today at WVUMedicine.org.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning, or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Welcome back here to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. We're inside of Martinsburg High School for varsity action now between the Martinsburg Bulldogs and the Berkeley Springs Indians. We're just under 8 minutes until the start of the match between the Bulldogs and Indians. Let's first hear from both teams' head coaches. I talked to them both before the JV pregame. It's going to start with Coach Morris for Berkeley Springs, followed by Coach Nelson for Martinsburg. Okay, Coach Morris, this will be the only time that we get to see Berkeley Springs on a TV10. Just tell us how your team plays and what you like from them so far.
Okay, well, we have a two-time returning plus. She's been a starter for us for 3 years since her 4th year, and she's a two-time All-State setter. So she leads our offense in 5-1, and we're running pretty good right now. We have we had 4 junior hitters that are really leading the team, and we have some quality passes in the back row. So we're really excited for a good season. I got a good young libero who's really stepped up her game from last year, and she's doing very well this year, and she's kind of leading our defense there in the back row. Right now we're 2-1, and we played 2 scrimmage games. We got some time in. We've already had 2 games rescheduled. Lovely COVID, but we lost a tournament there in Dodgers County, so we lost 5 games there. We would have played it. And then we were going to play Grafton. We lost the game there. But we were able to get in 2 scrimmage games, and we have beaten Petersburg, and we beat Paw Paw. And then we had a real close game against Frankfurt, which is a sectional opponent. And that was the first time we've taken a step from them in quite a few years. So I'm really optimistic for a good season.
All right, thank you, Coach. Good luck tonight.
All right, thank you.
They don't have insurance. So it's kind of unique that when we were able
Versus just walks in and says, I'm sick.
Yeah.
And comes here.
So I will now need to readjust this. I thought it was supposed to go directly into the interview with Coach Nelson. Apologize for that. So while I try to figure that out and have Berkeley Springs switch it out, what did you like hearing from Coach Morris there, Jim?
Well, 5-1 offense with experience is something that, that's what you hope to get to. We won our first state championship running a 5-1, but we also had some younger hands on the team, so if we got into a pinch and we needed to adjust, we could swing the other way and have the opposite take the second contact if that's what was needed. The bigger problem is going to be in a 5-1 is making that transition to your defensive base, so we'll see how it plays for them.
All right, let's now hear from the first-year head coach for Martinsburg, Coach Nelson. Okay, Coach Morris, this will be the Okay, Coach Nelson, first year for you, first time we see the team on TV10. How do they look this year?
They look pretty good. They're still building, getting better every day, every practice, every game. Many of them were on JV last year, so it's a new experience for them. But they look pretty good.
First year for you as the head coach. What's it been like with the Bulldogs?
It's been great. I graduated from here, so it's been nice to come back to my alma mater. And the girls have been great, so it's been a lot of fun.
Senior night tonight, you said 9 seniors. What do they mean to the team and you?
Oh, they're super special to the team and everybody. The whole program, they've been here for 5 years, and it's pretty important for them.
It's been since 2008, from what I saw, since Martinsburg has played Berkeley Springs in volleyball. What have you got to see from them to know what they're going to bring tonight to make sure Martinsburg can pick up a victory?
Yeah, actually, I haven't seen Berkeley Springs for a few years. I've been around volleyball for a while, but I have not seen the Berkeley Springs team. I understand they're pretty tough. I know they've played a couple teams we've already seen. It's been pretty competitive, so I expect a competitive match again tonight.
What's the strengths for your team, and what do you hope to execute properly to get a win tonight?
Well, our defense is pretty strong, so I think we need to put the ball away on offense, keep our serves in, and especially in serve receive, we have to be strong on the ball there.
All right, Coach Nelson, good luck tonight.
All right, again, that was Coach Nelson for Martinsburg, and we already heard from Coach Morris for Berkeley Springs, and definitely something that's going to be a hard enter for Coach Nelson coming into your first year. You have 9 seniors, so that helps, but after this year, part of you thinks, 9 seniors, it's basically your entire team going away. But he also has 8 juniors that'll be seniors next year, Jim.
Yeah, he inherited Coach Wallen's team from last year, so it's always tough for a first-year player coach to get the players to gel. New system, not sure what he's actually running 6-2-5-1, but he did return 5 players that had significant playing experience last year: Blanchard, Bishop, Fennel, Bishop, and Ray. Ray, of course, moving into the starting lineup early in the season when Coach Wallen moved from the 5-1 to the 6-2 to get Ashlyn Wallen, who's now Robert Morris, more into the offense.
All righty, let's take another 2-minute break. When we come back, it'll be time to go over both teams' rosters and then hopefully have the national anthem and be time to start some action. Again, a 2-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on WRNR Comcast TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
WVU Medicine continues to expand to meet the needs of our growing community. We're excited to offer high-quality healthcare in the Shepherdstown area at our new medical office facility located on Route 45 West at 60 McLean Way. Services available at the new WVU Medicine Shepherdstown location include primary care, behavioral health and psychiatry, and specialty care. Plus, 2 departments of Berkeley Medical Center are on-site, lab services, and x-ray services available weekdays 7 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Make an appointment today at WVUMedicine.org.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning, or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Back inside the Martinsburg Field House as warm-ups will be wrapping up. Let's take a look at both teams' lineups. Let's start with the home side, the Martinsburg Bulldogs, you got number 6, Yukari Blanchard, number 7, Avery Bishop, number 10, Madison Berniger, number 17, Kendall Holben, number 18, Amani Fennell, number 19, Emily Valls, number 20, Skylar Bishop, number 21, Eli Mosby, number 22, Jadalyn Joseph, number 23, Sophie Marple, number 27, Bella Ray, number 34, Kelsey Boate. As for Berkeley Springs, you got number 1, Ocean Clatterbuck, number 5, Madison Adams, number 6, Lydia Finchman, number 7, the captain, Allie Morris, number 10, Kara Miller, number 11, Stephanie Briscoe, number 13, Sabrin Rockwell, number 14, Gracie Easton, number 17, Jenna Tuttle, number 19, Emma Easton, number 21, Eva Jacobson, number 23, Lauren Gregory, number 25, Grace Sullivan, number 36, Caitlin Hessen, rounding it out back to the top. Number 9, Luna de Plebos Fernandez. I hope I said that correctly. I also want to give a shout out, Jim, to her family in Spain. She's actually a foreign exchange student at Berkeley Springs. So hello to Mario and Christina in Spain. Hopefully you're watching and enjoy today's varsity match. So let's take our final 2-minute break as the PA announcer will now get started for the national anthem and announce the lineups as well for both teams. Again, our final 2-minute break, and then we'll be back for varsity action between Martinsburg and Berkeley Springs. This is
with 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states. Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance. Before the invitations and the dress, the flowers, cake, candles, or vows, there was an answer to a question proposed with a ring.
Bechtel Jewelers knows that an important part of your wedding happens before the I-dos. We're a diamond store with an engagement and bridal jewelry selection that's both exciting and accessible.
On the big day, there's everything else, and there's the ring. Make sure you get this one right at Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood.
Hi, I'm Annette McDonald, and I am the designer at Orsini's in Martinsburg, West Virginia. We welcome you into our store to show you a complete line of what we do here. We design your cabinetry, quartz countertops, granite countertops, hardware, anything for the full remodel of your kitchen and your home needs. We also do bathrooms, and we have flooring available too. We make sure that your project with Orsini's is the best in the market. Welcome to Orsini's.
Orsinis.com.
And that was a beautiful rendition of our national anthem by Martinsburg Bulldog Kendall Holman. Jim, great job there. Always fun to see high school talent on all levels when it's athletics and voice as well. Great job.
Yeah, she wins.
So let's get ready for some varsity action between Berkeley Springs and Martinsburg. First time since 2008 that these two teams have met. To the left in white with blue and gold stripes on the sleeves and gold numerals is the Berkeley Springs Indians. And on the right side in all black with an orange stripe down there long sleeves is Martinsburg with orange numbers. Both teams going back out. Before we get started, what are your final thoughts pregame-wise, Jim?
Yeah, once again, you know, I'm looking at serve receive. I'm looking at adjustments, the way that the teams change with the dynamics of the match, the way that it unfolds. I'd like to see some good focus here early, especially from Martinsburg. Lots of ceremony here to start. It's going to be very important to see that first serve get into play.
Yep, as it was senior night for Martinsburg. They acknowledged 9 seniors that are on the varsity roster that will be graduating by the end of the year. We wait for both teams to get exchanged as Madison Brenninger, the libero for Martinsburg, will also enter. Already in the libero for Berkeley Springs, Ocean Clatterbuck. As we get ready to start, it will be Martinsburg to serve. Sophie Marple back there. It's almost time for varsity action between Martinsburg and Berkeley Springs. Let's do it. We're underway with the serve from Martinsburg over to the Berkeley Springs side, and a quick point for the Bulldogs. 1-0 up early.
Little jump floater.
As serving again is Sophie Marple. It's this one. She's going to hit it to the back. Another miss hit, another quick point goes to Martinsburg. I believe that is Lydia Fincham that's been targeted. Sophie Marple with the serve. This one going to the right side. And miscommunication between Clatterbuck and Fincham. Martinsburg up 3-0.
So 3 in a row on a serve receive. That would be my got to do something. Swing the other way, adjust, change and overlap.
There's another
great
serve
pass,
here by Martinsburg. See if they can set up the offense. Bishop wanted it for the kill and instead had to send a free ball over. Morris, another free ball, this time by Berkeley Springs. Tuttle. Bishop tips it over. Tuttle gets it. Set by Morris, going up for the kill. And getting the point for Berkeley Springs was number 21, Eva Jacobson, making it 3-1.
Single block. Fennel either needs to move in on the double or needs to get back in defense. She acknowledged, my bad. She definitely was not in position on defense to take away that angle if they're going to single block.
Allie Morris on to serve for Berkeley Springs. Her serve goes right to the libero for Martinsburg. And Brenninger hits this one, a deep free ball. Morris bumps it over. A kill for Berkeley Springs gets blocked at the net. Morris, again, another kill. And getting the point, I think it wasn't a block. It might have been just hit off the net by Jenna Tuttle. 4-1, Martinsburg leads.
Yeah, Tuttle with a good swing. They had to come back to her because the pass was so far off the net. No angle, offhand or middle.
Served by Fennel over to Berkeley Springs. Morris sets it and a miss hit. It looked like the steps were off for Jacobson. 5-1 Martinsburg.
Yeah, so timing. Either the set height was incorrect or miscommunication. The middle was very early.
Served by Fennel to the back line of Berkeley Springs. Morris sets it over, just tipping it over and getting the point for Berkeley Springs. Trying to see who that was.
Yeah, Marple needs to run through that. She should see that the attacker comes with the hand up, elbow at eyeballs. Marple's got to run through J-stroke, bring that back up to keep the ball in play.
I believe that was Fincham with the point. Berkeley Springs trails 5-2 over Martinsburg as Tuttle with the serve gets the ace. 5-3. Berkeley Springs going to try to chip away here in set number 1. Is the original outside hitter Jenna Tuttle back there to serve. It's this one hard directly at Holben. Tipped up in by Marple and hit over to the Berkeley Springs side. Coming up is Clatterbuck for it. Hitting it over to the back is Morris. Recovered by Martinsburg. Coming in for the kill directly at Clatterbuck. Another opportunity for Berkeley Springs now. Back to Martinsburg's side. Can they capitalize? Morris hits it into the air for Berkeley Springs. She's going to have to send it. Opportunity missed by Morris. 6-3 Martinsburg. Should have just decided to send a free ball and continue the volley. Instead, she tried to get a quick kill to the opposite side and hit the net.
Yeah, good swing by Allie Morris, though. It was aggressive.
Skylar Bishop with the serve. That one going to be mishit. And Berkeley Springs, Tuttle and Morris unable to get over to the bench in time. 7-3 Martinsburg leads.
That's a good serve by Bishop.
Skylar Bishop, one of the seniors, hits this one over to the back. It's going to be tipped by Clatterbuck. And a free ball deep over as Ray sends it. Morris hits this one hard to the back line.
Yeah, good down ball.
For Holben. This one sent deep. Morris and Clatterbuck almost run into each other. Beautiful save there by Kendall Holben, but it goes off the net. Berkeley Springs gets the point. They trail 7-4 against Martinsburg.
Everybody's got to be on the same page. If you're blocking the free ball, then the rest of the team has got to be playing defense. Conversely, if you're playing free, the middle cannot stand up and block.
And this one just missed the block for Berkeley Springs. Point Avery Bishop for Martinsburg, making it 8-4. Substitute coming in for Martinsburg. Emily Valls enters and will serve for the Bulldogs. Valls sets it to the back, and that one's going to miss it. Tuttle, but recovered by Berkeley Springs. Morris sends a deep free ball to the back. It's going to go into the stands. Beautiful positioning for Berkeley Springs. They get the point. The score's now 8-5. Martinsburg still leads. Substitute coming in, Kara Miller for Berkeley Springs, and she will be the one to serve for the Indians. Miller has the ball. Her serve over the net to the Martinsburg Bulldogs side. Set up, and Bella Ray with the hard kill goes off the hands of Miller to the wall. Point Martinsburg, 9-5 is your score.
Yeah, so 6-2. Balls comes in, low set, and Bella Ray with a nice quick swing.
Serving now is Avery Bishop. Hits it at Tuttle. Morris has to track back and get it. This one going to be sent by Fincham over to the Martinsburg side. Free ball opportunity, Clatterbuck at the line and tipping it up and just hitting it directly down was Fennell for the point. Martinsburg now leads 10-5 over Berkeley Springs. We're in set number 1 of a best-of-5 for varsity action. Avery Bishop.
Wrong side. Yeah, real tough for the 5-1.
Yeah, Morris had to try to come in, hit it off the net, and went straight down. 11-5, Martinsburg leads.
Well, Morris right now is left front, so she's running to her base, which is right front. If the pass goes left, she has to change directions.
This one to the back for Clatterbuck. Coming in on it is Tuttle. Hitting it over is Sullivan.
High and in.
Fennell with the kill in between Clatterbuck and Tuttle. 12-5, Martinsburg now leads. Beautiful placement, found the gap, and a timeout called by Berkeley Springs. We'll take the 30-second break with them. Score is 12-5. This is high school volleyball on WRNR TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Let's talk trash, because when it comes to trash, you have options. Panhandle Dumpsters is a local family-owned garbage hauling company serving both residential and commercial customers with weekly trash pickup, dumpster service, yard waste pickup, and bulk pickups too. Panhandle Dumpsters will give you a free trash can and provide curbside service for just $23 a month. Panhandle Dumpsters features a fleet of quieter, eco-friendly garbage trucks, thereby reducing the noise usually associated with pickup. Switch now and save up to 30%. Call 833-DUMP-STR, panhandledumpsters.com.
Back in action here at Martinsburg High School. We're in the field house for high school volleyball between Martinsburg and Berkeley Springs. Set number 1 of varsity play. The Bulldogs lead 12-5 over the Berkeley Springs Indians. The Indians will be getting ready for a serve here by Martinsburg's Avery Bishop. Colin McLaughlin here alongside me is Jim Klein. It's Bishop serve. Hit over to Ocean Clatterbuck for Berkeley Springs. Allie Morris gets it. It's just going to be pushed back over by Fincham. Bellaray hits it back for Bulldogs side, and a point. Martinsburg making it 13-5.
Yeah, Berkeley Springs likes to use the full timeout, don't they?
Yes, they do, as Avery Bishop's serve goes over. Clatterbuck hits it into the face of Tuttle, who has to shake it off. She will be okay. Score is 14-5. Avery Bishop now serves. This one goes directly to Clatterbuck. Coming forward and setting it up is Morris for Fincham. And it's going to go into the
good decision.
Free ball opportunity, as that one was on the roof almost. Thought it was going to bounce around a couple times. Let's see if Martinsburg can capitalize. Almost does, but nonetheless, they get it eventually, as it was recovered originally by Morris, but Berkeley Springs was unable to get it. 15-5. Martinsburg now up by 10.
Just the way an outfielder calls off, one of the infielders running backwards in the outfield. Bishop called off Fennell to take the play, and the free ball ended up getting Berkeley Springs out of system.
Bishop directly at Tuttle, who hits it. 16-5 is your score now. Martinsburg up on Berkeley Springs.
Yeah, so situations like this where I felt I was in the driver's seat, I wanted the server going. I mean, I would want this, if I were Martinsburg right now, I would want to go up tempo. I want to get the ball into play as quickly as possible and really press the pace.
Another serve from Bishop to Clatterbuck. She had to drop for it. Just missed that one. 18-5. Martinsburg increases its lead here in set number one, and it's pretty similar to what we saw in the JV action. Bishop serve at Tuttle. It's going to be hit back, and a free ball high.
That's out of play.
And out of play as it hit the net in between the gymnasium. Point Martinsburg.
That Bishop is on fire. Let me tell you something. She is right there. She has got her spot picked. She is serving deep. She's got her eyes on Tuttle.
Score 18-5. Clatterbuck. Tuttle. Back over by Miller. Recovered for Martinsburg by Bruniger. And the kill, I believe that was Bella Ray, making it 19-5.
Yeah, and that's smart. Coach Morris, he's going to try and disrupt play. At least there's some type of adjustment. I'm glad to see that.
19-5, Avery Bishop's serve. Bumped over by Morris and pushed over by Fincham. Coming up and getting it is Fennell. Clatterbuck recovers for Berkeley Springs. Morris gets blocked but recovers. Hits this one back over into the middle for Bruniger. Set by Vols. And trying to get the kill, but hitting the net was Marple. Point Berkeley Springs.
Yeah, good aggressive swing. That's all good. I like to see that.
19-6 is your score now. Berkeley Springs on to serve.
I don't understand why Fincham pushed the ball over with her hands instead of using a down ball.
Vols sets it for Bella Ray, and she mishits it. Point Berkeley Springs after 4 touches by the Bulldogs, making it 19-7. Serving is Fincham for the Indians. This one up and over at Bishop. Vols gets it for Bruniger. She's going to send it to the back, and that's going to hit up off the ceiling. Berkeley Springs, though, able to recover and gets the point. Tuttle with the kill. 19-8 now. Berkeley Springs only down by 11. Can they continue to chip away, or will Martinsburg get a point? We're in set number 1 of a best-of-5 for varsity action.
Yeah, Bishop needs to call Vols off. She should be reaching with her hands like that.
Fincham serve to Bruniger. Set by Vols for Bella Ray. That one dug out by Berkeley Springs, and that one was really close. Point Martinsburg overruled by the officials. Right on the line, couldn't tell from our angle. The score, though, now should be 20-8, I believe. It's Madison Bruniger on to serve now. The libero for Martinsburg sends it over to Berkeley Springs.
Good serve.
Morris sets it for Tuttle, who had to come in and unable to get it over the net. Weird angle for her. She had to come all the way from that near side to the middle. I don't know if it was just a missed set or the wrong person came forward, but 21-8 Martinsburg.
Yeah, I thought Sullivan should have come after that as the middle hitter, but I'm perplexed.
Berniger served that one hard. Right. Looked like it was originally going out, but putting the hands up and getting a piece of it was Fernandez.
Had to be out. Even with her heels on the end on the three-point line, it had to be out. Ball was above her forehead.
So Berniger serving again for Martinsburg, who's up 22-8 in set number 1.
It's in.
And that one in. Berkeley Springs, Fernandez, and Fincham let it go by them. 23-8 now.
This is what we've seen, in this early season. The most potent offense is only as good as your first touch and serve receive.
Berniger's serve goes off the net. The score now 23-9. So Berkeley Springs gets to start serving again, and a substitute will enter for the Indians. That is Jacobson. Served by Sullivan. Bumped by Vols, and coming in is Fennell. And that's going to go out off Fincham, making it 24-9, so set point opportunity for Martinsburg.
Yeah, and that would be one of the situations where when the ball's very deep, you got to play that. I think that was touched off block, which means that the ball, regardless of where it lands, is in play. So that was good aggressive defense by Berkeley Springs, chasing that off block.
As we were ready for action, Marple was getting ready to serve, but a substitute was coming in for Martinsburg.
Yeah, so Jalen Joseph comes in, Falls goes out. So we're back into the 6-2 with Marple setting. Joseph's going offhand
for the set point. Morris
angle
gets it over.
That means Joseph. Okay, she's not going to take the second ball.
Hits it up here as Morris sits it back over. Skylar Bishop tried to get it. And this time Fennell hits it. And it's going to be in point Martinsburg. That's going to be set number 1 by a score of 25-9. The Bulldogs take the first one. Let's take a 1-minute break before set number 2. The final in set 1, 25-9, Martinsburg victorious. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on WRNR Comcast Channel 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk. See dealer for details.
Welcome back inside the Martinsburg Fieldhouse, getting ready for set number 2 between the Martinsburg Bulldogs and Berkeley Springs Indians. Set number 1, Martinsburg came out and won 25-9. They now lead 1-0. This is Colin McLaughlin. Alongside me is Jim Klein. Our cameramen here inside the field house is John Alderton and Donald Kinney. Back at the studio is Nick Verzolini. Jim, what'd you like and what'd you not like there in set number 1?
Well, clearly there should be some frustration on the Berkeley Springs side. Coach talked about ability to run the offense through serve receive, and that was a focus for this evening. And they just didn't do that. I didn't see very many adjustments other than the timeout. Coach is really coaching them up in timeouts. He's using every minute. I went to a coach's clinic, gold medal coach's clinic in 1995. Coach Sandin from University of Colorado, Russ Rose from Penn State. They said that these kids are going to remember 1, maybe 2 things in a 30-second, 60-second timeout. Those are the things you got to focus on. For me right now, it's going to be first contact at all costs. Moving your feet, solid base, keeping the ball right between the V of your forearms, and staying square to your target. That's what Berkeley Springs has got to be working on right now at this minute. Everything else fails. Put the ball in play, make good first contacts.
As both teams out of their huddles now, Martinsburg has been standing out there all confident already here on senior night. Berkeley Springs just came out, and we wait for both teams, liberos and Madison Brinegar for Martinsburg, to come in for Bellray, and Ocean Clatterbuck for Berkeley Springs will enter. I don't know exactly who for. We'll wait and see what player it is. It looks like it is for Grace Sullivan, and it'll be Allie Morris, the captain of the Berkeley Springs Indians, serving first for them. Morris, the daughter of head coach Lee Morris. Allie now serves and hits this one directly over near the line, but Jalen Joseph gets it, and a kill opportunity no good by Avery Bishop. Berkeley Springs takes the 1-0 lead in set number 2.
Yeah, so Martinsburg starts in the 5-1 with Joseph at the 5 and Marple at the 2.
As Morris directs this one right back at Joseph. She dives forward, misses it. 2-0 Berkeley Springs.
5 indicating the number of attackers on the floor at all times, 1 being the setter, which is similar to what Berkeley Springs is running right now. All the offense runs through 1 player. Morris is the setter and the server.
Morris has this one hit directly at Avery Bishop. Going to be bumped into the air by Marple, and a miss hit by Fennel into the net. Berkeley Springs now up 3-0.
Yeah, that's a mental mistake. Down ball error. That's not a good mistake earlier in the match. Got to get her head on right now.
Morris's serve. Miscommunication between Martinsburg, Joseph, and Bishop. So Berkeley Springs now up 4-0.
Yeah, confusion corridor right between 2 players. No play. They drop back to the 4-man serve receive. Look at this. So what's happened is Martinsburg with an adjustment.
Morris with her 5th serve, and this one just out point Martinsburg, making it 4-1. That was very close to this near line. You could hear the Martinsburg bench saying out. Do you agree, Jim?
Yeah, I mean the entire Berkeley Springs bench said in. You know, and they've got an angle, and that at that position probably better than the linesman.
The serve by Martinsburg over to the Berkeley Springs side. Morris sends a deep free ball at Avery Bishop, who was the server. Set up by Marple. Hit over this time by Joseph. Morris gets it. Offense attack by Bishop. And blocked by Berkeley Springs. They get the point. 5-1 they lead now in set number 2.
Got to trust your defensive coverage. Bishop threw that chicken wing out there.
The serve by Tuttle. Set up by Marple. Skylar Bishop tried to get the kill. Dug out by Tuttle. Quick push over here by Fincham. Tipped back over for Clatterbuck. Coming up for it is Morris. And another set back over by Fincham. So
Berkeley
back-to-back
Springs is set up so up early. Oh, my goodness. Berkeley Springs' entire defense is 15 feet from the net. There's no one to cover the deep ball. Even if it's lollipop to that back line, I'm not sure that anyone can get there.
And as you say that, we just saw it was in just barely on the back line, so Martinsburg gets its 2nd point. It's 5-2, and an ace as that one went directly at Clatterbuck, making it 5-3. Berkeley Springs still leads.
Yeah, most defenses are set up as a 1-2-3 middle back. So that middle person should have their heels back near the free throw line.
Fennel with the serve for Martinsburg. Sends that one to the back line of Berkeley Springs. Coming up and just pushing it over now is Morris.
Angle. Didn't make it.
Jadalyn Joseph tried to get the kill to the side, but it gets hit off the net. 6-3 Berkeley Springs leads.
Yeah, the set was pushed outside the antenna, so Joseph had one shot. It's a cut shot. She had to come hard angle. Very difficult.
Ocean Clatterbuck
on to serve now for Berkeley Springs. Marple with the set for Skylar Bishop with the down spike and kill. 6-4, Berkeley Springs still leads Martinsburg, but Skylar Bishop, after getting that point for the Bulldogs, on to serve.
And see, that libero was way inside the three-point range. At some point in time, you're going to be exposed against a better team when your defense is up so far.
Skylar Bishop with that one, a direct bullet. I believe that's at Fincham. She mishits it into the stands, so it's now 6-5. Berkeley Springs only leads by 1. Bishop with another serve directly at Fincham. She's able to handle this one. Morris with it for Berkeley Springs.
Oh, Morris is scrappy.
Belleray for Martinsburg, over to Morris. Fincham tried to get the kill and gets roofed. Martinsburg ties it up at 6 apiece. Skylar Bishop with the serve, and for those of you seeing it, says she gets another ace as it goes off the hands of Tuttle. Digging the shoes right now, Jim, for Skylar Bishop. Bright pink with a light blue outline for her Nikes. Definitely has the coolest shoes from what I see out of everybody out there.
She's got the coolest serve, too.
Yep, as she gets another point. Martinsburg now up by 2, 8-6. We're going to have a timeout called by Berkeley Springs. Let's take a 30-second break. This is high school volleyball on WRNR TV, Comcast Channel 10, and WRNR TV on YouTube.
The Honda Civic and the Accord are uniquely stylish in their own way. But do you know what they have in common? Reliability and comfort? Sure. Available turbocharged engines? Of course. But also, the driver, having fun for no reason, except for the thrill of driving a Honda. Kelley Blue Book's 2021 Best Value Brand.
Miller Honda, south of Winchester, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. www.mymillerhonda.com.
Based on 2021 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit kbb.com for more information.
Into Martinsburg High School inside of the Martinsburg Field House. Colin McLaughlin alongside me is Jim Klein, our cameraman, Donald Kinney. John Alderton back at the studio is Nick Verzolini. The score here in 8-6 is the score in set number 2. Martinsburg leads over Berkeley Springs in varsity action.
Yeah, Berkeley Springs is in this game. They've got to get a stop right here.
Served by Bishop to Clatterbuck. Coming up is Fincham. Hits it right at Bishop. Set by Marple. Belleray tips it back over to the Berkeley Springs side. Morris with the set. And that one gets blocked off Fincham's kill opportunity.
Someone was in the net. There's no call.
Bishop for Joseph.
Good scrappy defense by Berkeley Springs.
Berkeley Springs has to send a deep free ball over. Can Martinsburg capitalize?
Low, it's low.
Belleray almost capitalized. Morris recovers, and that one's going to hit off the net both times by the inside hitters for Berkeley Springs, making the score 10-6. Excuse me, 9-6. Tuttle. Morris sets it up. That one goes short. Martinsburg was aware. Avery Bishop off block. 10-6 now. Martinsburg leads. The Bulldogs, who I believe were down 6-2, now up by 4, 10-6. Morris sends a deep free ball over.
Tight, it's tight.
Coming up for it is Avery Bishop. Morris stumbles, still gets it. Free ball over.
Tight again.
Back and forth we go. Clatterbuck just misses it.
Marple was a back row player. Marple was a back row player. If she contacted the ball above the height of the net and tipped it over, then that is an illegal back row attack. Not called. Ball must have been below the net.
Morris to Fincham. Back over to the Berkeley Springs side. Tuttle comes forward. Morris sets it again, and that's going to be a deep free ball from Sullivan. Avery Bishop off the net. No good. Point Berkeley Springs. Making the score 11-7. Martinsburg still leads here in set number 2. Berkeley Springs on the score, only trailing by 4, and it'll be Kiera Miller serving for the Indians. That one directly at Brinegar. Set up by Marple. for Joseph. Fincham off the block, point Berkeley Springs, 11-8 now.
I always wondered how that ball could bounce in front of the setter, because the setter should be moving forward to move to her offensive base. Oh, no.
Joseph and Marple run into each other, point Berkeley Springs. Let's see if Joseph is okay. Gives the thumbs up to her teammates. The score is 11-9 to Berkeley Springs, only down by 2. Still serving is Miller. Miller at Avery Bishop for Marple. To
Nice
Joseph.
swing.
Clatterbuck gets it. Morris recovers for Berkeley Springs. Tipped over by Bella Ray. Over towards the scorer's table, off the hands of Miller. Point Martinsburg, making it 12-9.
Yeah, Coach Morris frustrated. Berkeley Springs played well that point. That ball came in 2.
Hard
Great serve. That's trouble.
Out. Morris with the set. Can Fincham. Just sends a deep free ball over. Interesting strategy there, Bella Ray. Sends it to the Berkeley Springs side. Morris with the set. This time a kill to the back line for Brinegar. Marple sets it up for Avery Bishop, who just has to tip it over to the Berkeley Springs. Morris for Sullivan, off the hands of Bishop. Point Berkeley Springs, 12-10.
It's just, that's no man's land in that. And, you know, being 2/3 from the 10-foot line is no man's land. The ball's coming right at your face. The middle's supposed to hit the V.
Serve for Berkeley Springs by Fincham. Bella Ray pushes it over by Morris, and a point. Martinsburg, I believe that was a double touch by Allie Morris, making it 13-10.
I thought Ray was in the net. I thought when the whistle blew, Ray was tiptoeing the sideline. The center line, not sideline, sorry.
Avery Bishop on to serve. Tuttle with it. Hit into the air by Miller. Morris sends a free ball over. Martinsburg falls.
Good
Fennell
adjustment by
gets
Fennell.
the point, 14-10 now. Martinsburg leads in set number 2.
Yeah, Fennell had that early down ball error. I was good to see an adjustment. She had to take a one-step approach, good swing, good follow-through.
Avery Bishop still serving for Martinsburg. We're in set number 2. Her serve over to the Berkeley Springs side. That one hits the ceiling, comes back down. Morris pushes it into the middle. Vols, Berniger, Fennell again for Martinsburg. Recovered. Pushed quickly over by Morris for Berkeley Springs.
Off
Kill
block.
off block.
Good dig.
Morris off block of Martinsburg. Double hit Berkeley Springs. Tuttle gets the point, making it 14-11. Berkeley Springs on to serve now. Grace Sullivan.
Yeah, the lift is prolonged contact, which I could argue in some of these tip situations.
Sullivan served directly at Fennell.
Ooh.
Ball sets it back to Fennell. That's going to be dug quickly by Morris. Great play, tipping it back over. Back it goes to the Berkeley Springs side. Morris for Tuttle to the back line, recovered by Bishop. Vols with another set from Marple. Gets it in. 15-11. Great angle there, as Jim just said, by Martinsburg. Sophie Marple there on the right side of the net, all the way over to the near side here on the left, getting the point. Now serving is Madison Berniger. Berniger serve at Clatterbuck. Up by Morris.
Off block.
Off block. Diving forward is Berniger. And Vols gets it. Point Martinsburg, as it looked like a player touched the net for Berkeley Springs. Trying to see who that was. I think it was Jacobson. Scores now 16-11 Martinsburg. Looks like it was Jacobson as Morris is talking to her. Berniger serving from the near side, and that one just going to be out. The score now 16-12. Martinsburg still leads Berkeley Springs. And Allie Morris, the captain for the Indians, back to serve, and we saw some success for her to start set number 2. Morris' serve at Fennell, set by Vols for Bishop. Bumped up by Tuttle, coming in on it. Tuttle getting it at Avery Bishop, but she recovered. Point, beautiful play there with the kill by Sophie Marple.
Martinsburg makes it 17-12. We have another timeout by Berkeley Springs. We'll take the 30-second break. With them, the score 17-12. Martinsburg leads. This is WRNR on TV 10 and YouTube.
The Honda Civic and the Accord are uniquely stylish in their own way. But do you know what they have in common? Reliability and comfort? Sure. Available turbocharged engines? Of course. But also, the driver, having fun for no reason, except for the thrill of driving a Honda. Kelley Blue Book's 2021 Best Value Brand.
Miller Honda, south of Winchester, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. www.mymillerhonda.com.
Based on 2021 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit kbb.com for more information.
Welcome back to Martinsburg High School. The score in set number 2, Martinsburg 17, Berkeley Springs 12. Set number 1, Martinsburg was victorious over Berkeley Springs 25-9, so they lead 1-0. And it is a best of 5. Sophie Marple on to serve for the Bulldogs. So we have a substitute coming in first. Entering the game is Jadalyn Joseph for Emily Valls. Marple ready to serve for Martinsburg. Her serve at the back line. Morris with it now for Tuttle. Fennell with it from Martinsburg. Off the net, into the air by Tuttle. Back over to the Bulldog side. Setting it and getting the kill is Skylar Bishop. The score now 18-12.
Yeah, that's textbook. Jacobs got to feel that coming. Like she sees the set. She's got to be able to feel the presence of the middle attacker.
Marple serve, a hard one directly off the net, recovered by Berkeley Springs. Morris tries to get it for Jacobson, but her kill was blocked. So Morris just sends it over to Brinegar. Set up, Fennell with it, off block, still on the Bulldogs side. Goes off the net, point Berkeley Springs, making it 18-13.
Yeah, and if I'm Marple, I would be going crazy at Joseph. Get out of my way. I have full right for all second contacts.
This one high into Fennell off the serve by Tuttle for Berkeley Springs. And miscommunication between Clatterbuck and Morris gives the point to Martinsburg. The score is now 19-13. The Bulldogs lead. Fennell on to serve for Martinsburg. Her serve at Clatterbuck, and her and Fincham pulls away from it at the very last second, allowing it to go to the back line and stay in, so 20-13. As you always say, Jim, you got to make sure you follow and have that foot on the back line.
And it's a lot easier to move forward. They're lined up so far up.
Fennell hits it off Clatterbuck, and that one's going to go off the wall hard by Fincham, making it 21-13. Martinsburg up by 8. Four points away from victory in set number 2 for Martinsburg. Here's the serve by Fennell. And readjusting is Fincham. Morris dove for it, hit it back at Fincham. She was unable to get it, making it 22-13. Martinsburg now 3 points away from victory in set number 2. Fincham from Morris. Back over to Fincham. Bishop. Marple back for Avery Bishop. She gets the point. Score is now 23-13 Martinsburg. What was once a 5-point lead is now a 10-point lead for Martinsburg. Ocean Clatterbuck set by Morris. Fincham off block, gets the point for Berkeley Springs, making it 23-14. And Ocean Clatterbuck will serve to try to chip away at the Bulldog lead.
She tooled the block. I like seeing that. Fincham got to keep swinging. You got nothing to lose at this point. You know what I'm saying? The score was 13-23. You might as well go up there, be aggressive, swing away.
Clatterbuck serve. And we have a whistle, point Berkeley Springs. It looks like a Martinsburg player might have came over the net. So the score is now 23-15.
It called Marple in net.
Ocean Clatterbuck, the libero for Berkeley Springs, serving it to Martinsburg. At the libero for the Bulldogs, Avery Bishop now with the hard kill directly at Clatterbuck. Morris
It's it over, a free ball by Fincham now to the Martinsburg side. Marple sets it for Avery Bishop, and she's going to hit that one hard and over, making it 23-16.
Yeah, the sets are low to the outside. I like the up-tempo swing, almost like a shoot. That one sucked her in a little bit. She just couldn't get there in time.
A service error by Clatterbuck makes it a set point opportunity now for Martinsburg as they lead by 8, 24-16.
Bellarayan, this is a formidable front row right now for Martinsburg.
Skylar Bishop with the serve. Morris sets it for Fincham. Going to tip it over at Marple. Bumped into the air. Joseph hits it into the middle of the defense for Berkeley Springs. Miss hit by Easton. And Martinsburg takes set number 2, 25-16. Let's take a 1-minute break now, and then we'll be back for set number 3. Again, a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on WRNR TV, Comcast Channel 10, WRNR TV on YouTube.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk. See dealer for details.
Welcome back inside the Martinsburg Field House here at the Martinsburg High School. Getting ready for set number 3 of varsity volleyball action between the Bulldogs and Berkeley Springs Indians. Martinsburg won set number 1, 25-9, and now set number 2, 25-16. This is Colin McLaughlin. Alongside me is Jim Klein. Our cameramen are John Alderton and Donald Kinney. Back at the studio is Nick Verzolini.
Yep, Martinsburg has Spring Mills and Hedgesville next week. They're going to see a lot different team next week. Both Spring Mills and Hedgesville had points in their matches where they put together very efficient rallies in addition to a lot more attacking. One of the things, bumping the ball across the net it almost never happened. You had to be completely out of system in desperation mode. If that ball in the third contact, even if it's coming from the setter at the end line all the way to the outside, we expected a down ball hit or a back row attack. Berkeley Springs is bumping the ball across the net. Martinsburg's getting good opportunity to set up their offense. Lots of tipping, but also they're mixing it up with some decent attacks. They're going to see a very different team next week. It'll be interesting to see how they respond.
Martinsburg on to serve. So that's Marple for the Bulldogs. Tuttle hits it off the block of the hands of Bishop and Joseph. Goes out of play. Berkeley Springs starts set number 3 with a 1-0 lead like we saw in set number 2. And Allie Morris will be the server.
Yeah, Joseph is that offhand blocker, needs to push with that right hand. She can't let that ball escape through the antenna.
Served by Morris at Fennel. Joseph hits this one and almost happened to catch it. I believe is Fincham.
Used to say
tied
quiet
up at 1 apiece.
It used to say quiet hands. You see the serve receive the way that Fennel had a perfect platform, quiet hands, no arm swing. She used her hips. The ball came right off her forearms, right to the setter's hands.
Fennel serves this one at Fincham, and it's going to go off her out of play. 2-1. Martinsburg takes the lead in set number 3. Fennel serves again for Martinsburg. Steps a couple, feet forward. Clatterbuck gets this one. And it's going to be off the net. Again, we've seen that twice now, this time by Eva Jacobson, making it 3-1.
And at the highest level of play, most of the time a free ball makes you pay. So you're giving the ball to the other team for them to set up their offense and crush it at you. You might as well down ball. You might as well swing hard.
Service error by Fennell gives the point to Berkeley Springs. It's now 3-2 in set number 3. And it'll be Jenna Tuttle to serve for the Indians. So we have a substitution as well for Martinsburg. Served by Tuttle to the back line, and it just goes out as great heads-up play there by Brenniger and Holman. And I know you like that, Jim. They went all the way to that back line, put their foot on it to make sure they followed, to make sure 100% that that ball was going out. Bishop with the serve over on the Berkeley Springs side now. Martinsburg's Marple sets it up for Joseph.
It's out.
And that one just out. Berkeley Springs gets the point, making it 4-3.
It was a good swing. Good angle. I don't mind that play.
Yeah, it was definitely in no man's land. If it was in, it would have been an easy point, but just missed right in front of that Berkeley Springs bench. Clatterbuck with the serve at Avery Bishop. Marple sets it up for Joseph again. This time hit it over in the same direction, but Morris got it. Free ball sent over by Sullivan.
Tight.
Avery Bishop going to tip it over into the middle. Morris too late coming in. 5-3. Martinsburg leads and gets the point.
And very interesting that Marple keeps setting back. She's got great size in the front row right now between Bishop and Bella Ray. And she set back twice in a row before coming outside, and it was low and ended up being a tip free ball.
Emily Vols enters the game and serves for Martinsburg. Her serve goes at Tuttle. Fincham with a kill opportunity, dug out by Brenniger. Marple off block, recovered by Berkeley Springs. Morris sends it, tipped back up and quickly down by Ray for Martinsburg. Back to the Berkeley Springs side. It's going to go into the net. Ray's just going to spike it down, trying to get an easy point, but it was recovered by Berkeley Springs. Deep free ball over.
It's trouble.
Marple. Brenniger has to send a free ball of their own. Can Berkeley Springs capitalize? Clatterbuck calls for it. Coming forward is Morris. It's going to the back. Brenniger sets it in off a wire. Vols, free ball over. Berkeley Springs gets the second one. It's the Indians not happy that it hit the cord, but it was on their side. That's why it's still allowed. Clatterbuck hits that one out of play. 6-3 Martinsburg. And Coach Morris for the Indians questioning that one. If I'm correct, Jim, it's because it was still on their side of play as to why it was not stopped.
Yeah, I missed the contact. The stanchion's in the way.
And this one hits the net, and ace from Martinsburg makes it 7-3. That one was directed to Fernandez. Another serve by Vols. This one to the back by Clatterbuck. It's going to go towards the scoreboard into some doors of the entrance of the field house. 8-3, Martinsburg leads now in set number 3. Vols trying to continue the separation on the scoreboard for the Bulldogs. Our serve goes to Clatterbuck. Set up by Morris. Over to Fincham, off the block by Ray. She gets the point, roofs it for Martinsburg. 9-3 they lead. Emily Vols on to serve again. This one to the back line at Tuttle. It's going to go into the air, and getting the kill off the miss hit by Berkeley Springs was Avery Bishop, making it 10-3.
Yeah, overpass. He calls timeout.
Timeout called by Berkeley Springs. Let's take a 30-second break. This is high school volleyball on WRNR TV, Channel 10, and WRNR TV on YouTube.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning, or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
Welcome back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. We're in set number 3 of a best of 5. Martinsburg up 10-3 over Berkeley Springs. As I said, it's a best of 5, so if Martinsburg wins this set, they win the match. It's Emily Valls on to serve for Martinsburg. Her serve over the net to the Berkeley Springs side. Jenna Tuttle hits it. 11-3, Martinsburg leads. Another ace for the Bulldogs. We've seen a lot of that. It's always that first hit error, it seems like, for Berkeley Springs. Can't get out of their own way.
I know. Well, I mean, we called timeout. We came out and put the exact same lineup, exact same situation. So unless there's miracle words that can tell you how to pass the ball better, you know.
Berniger up from Marple, blocked by Sullivan.
It's tight.
That one off block and back up by Bellaray, right in front of Clatterbuck. Point Bulldogs, 12-3.
You have to think, what is the timeout used for? You use the timeout to create emotion, invoke emotion, to change something in the play, to make an adjustment. What's the adjustment?
Balls to Clatterbuck. Tuttle pushed over by Morris for Berkeley Springs. Briniger sets it up for Avery Bishop, who's just going to have to send over a free ball. Morris up for Clatterbuck. Morris hits it hard to the back, but Valls gets it easily. This one sent by Valls to the back, and that's going to be out. Point Berkeley Springs. The score is now 12-4.
Yeah, but see, I have no problem. Yeah, you know, obviously I'm not going to congratulate a down ball error, but the difference between that and a free ball.
As we have a service error there by Fernandez for Berkeley Springs, giving Martinsburg the 13-4 lead. Avery Bishop serve. Back-to-back service errors by both teams, this time by Martinsburg's Avery Bishop, so a point for Berkeley Springs. Quick serve by the Indians. Valls sets it for Ray. Gets it right by Fernandez. Point Martinsburg, 14-5 they lead.
Yeah, she ran the seam. So between the 3 and the 4, there's this no man's land between the two blockers. She ran a quick set, shoot, great timing. Clearly something they've worked on. That is on a difficulty scale, you know, that's up there.
So we have for the first time this evening coming in as this serve by Ray. But before I say it, Yakari Blanchard has entered for Martinsburg as they get the point, making it 15-5. As we said earlier in the broadcast, is senior night here for the Martinsburg Bulldogs, and one of those seniors is Yukari Blanchard, number 6. And this one, they're saying got tipped, point Martinsburg.
Yeah, and Yukari, she played last year, so, you know, I had Yukari as one of the juniors to watch this year because of the fact that she played some DS last year.
16-5 is the score. Berkeley Springs sends a deep pre-ball in, and it goes out of play, making it 17-5. 8 more points, and Martinsburg gets the sweep of the evening. Bella Ray still serving for the Bulldogs. Her serve at Clatterbuck, set up by Morris. Coming in on it is Tuttle.
Good
angle. She gets the kill. Beautiful angle there towards the Martinsburg bench. It's in. Point Berkeley Springs, making it 17-6.
Skylar Bishop sets the block. She needs to pull that right hand in a little bit.
Berkeley Springs now serving. Grace Sullivan back there for the Indians. Her serve at Berniger for Martinsburg, set up by Valls. Skylar Bishop pushed over by Morris. Great spot there for Berkeley Springs to get the point, making it 17-7. Martinsburg still leads.
Valls is very close to being called to a lift. That ball, prolonged contact is the definition of lift.
Served by Berkeley Springs, just out there on the back line. Great heads-up play by Blanchard, making it 18-7 Martinsburg. We have a substitute entering, Jadalyn Joseph for Emily Valls.
Yeah, I wonder if we saw a legitimate the Martinsburg lineup this evening from beginning to end, because, like I said, Blanchard played a good bit last year, even in the starting lineup some.
Blanchard serves it at Berkeley Springs Gregory, and down with authority it went for Joseph, making it 19-7.
Yep, good anticipation, no one around, great play.
And she was just waiting for it like a hawk there at the net. Service error by Marple, giving the point to Berkeley Springs. It's now 19-8. We have another substitution. Entering the game for Berkeley Springs is Luna de Plebos Fernandez. Also got a text that her family back in Spain are definitely enjoying this broadcast. We thank you for watching, and everybody else that's watching back here in West Virginia as the point goes to Berkeley Springs.
Yeah, Colin, come on, let's hear some play-by-play in Spanish. Use your Spanish.
I don't know any Spanish,
Hola.
unfortunately. That's all I really know. So it's Morris's serve for Berkeley Springs. Up by Blanchard and over.
I want all my Spanish fans to be sending me some tapas or what's some good Spanish food.
I don't know. As we have sent over by Morris for Berkeley Springs. Brinegar to Joseph for Martinsburg, directly at the Indians' Clatterbuck. Tuttle gets the kill and the point for the Indians. The score is now 19-10. Great volley there, and a little positive that you could check off for Berkeley Springs tonight. Not that many that they've had so far this evening, as they trail by 9 here in set 3 and have already lost sets 1 and 2. Trying to stay alive this evening. Morris's serve at Fennel. Blanchard hits it over for Joseph. She's going to angle it perfectly right in front of the feet of Clatterbuck, giving the lead 20-10 now for Martinsburg. We have another substitute as Blanchard exits, and into the game is Bishop. Fennel serving for Martinsburg. Hits this one directly in the middle of Berkeley Springs. Skylar Bishop directly at Clatterbuck now. Fernandez hits it over to Marple. Can Avery Bishop get the point for Martinsburg? She does. 21-10. Bulldogs lead. 4 more points before the night is over for Martinsburg. Can they put the final nail in the coffin of Berkeley Springs? Fennel at Fincham. That's going to be tipped over by Berkeley Springs. Back to their side now. Morris is just going to hit that one over. Tried to get the point. Avery Bishop, too hard towards the back, making it 21-11. Berkeley Springs on to serve now. Serving for them will be Jenna Tuttle. Tuttle serves it. That one low, but Bishop recovers. A free ball opportunity for Berkeley Springs off Brinegar. Kill almost there, but dug out. Sullivan tried to get it. She jumps up to block that one. Back on Berkeley Springs. Can Sullivan get this point for the Indians? No. Brinegar hits it back up. Set up by Marple. Hit over by Holben. Berkeley Springs has to send a deep free ball to the back line. Holben. Marple. Up for Joseph. Off the block. Stays on the side of Berkeley Springs, so Martinsburg gets a point, making it 22-11. Bellaray will enter the game and help out that big front line of Ray, Joseph, and now Avery Bishop. And we have a stop of play for a shoe tying by Holben.
I don't think I've ever seen a team set as much offhand as Martinsburg has this evening.
Morris hits it over to Fincham. She gets the point for Berkeley Springs, 22-12. On to serve now is Ocean Clatterbuck for the Indians. Her serve over to the Martinsburg side in the middle at Holman. Bishop sends it over to Ray, who has to send a deep free ball over. That was going out, but Madison Adams, who just entered the game, decided to try to play it. Miss hits it. Point Martinsburg. 23-12 is the score now in set number 3.
Yeah, if I were Coach Morris, I'd send, I mean, not that it matters at this point, but I would have sent my captain over and asked if the ball crossed the plane of the antenna. She bumped it from out of bounds to out of bounds. How did it cross inside the antenna? The ball must be completely inside the plane of the antenna, or it's considered out.
Balls with the big serve. That one just out. Point Berkeley Springs. So it's 23-13.
As now serving for the Indians is Fernandez. It's this one at Brinegar, has to backtrack for it. Falls. Bishop tips it to the Berkeley Springs side. Morris going to tip it at Ray, who also has it. Set up for Avery Bishop. She gets the kill off the hands of Adams towards the back wall. And a game point opportunity now in the hands of Martinsburg as they lead 24-13.
That's a shame. Fernandez had a great serve. And, Colin, I'm going to have to nominate her for the number 2 best. We're going to call that the Orsini's Appliance Sneakers of the Game. Fernandez has got the second best set of sneakers here tonight. You think?
With the light blue, we'll have to talk with Orsini, see if we can get that, as the final point goes to Martinsburg. They win on senior night, set number 3, 25-13. They get the sweep of the evening with JV and Varsity. The Bulldogs now improve to 2-2 overall. Berkeley Springs also 2-2 overall. Let's take a 2-minute break, and then we'll be back for the post-game show. This is high school volleyball on WRNR TV, Comcast Channel 10, and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs. Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Having trouble getting your house sold? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as the #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Phone 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning, or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
Before the invitations and the dress, the flowers, cake, candles, or vows, there was an answer to a question proposed with a ring.
Bechtel Jewelers knows that an important part of your wedding happens before the I-dos. We're a diamond store with an engagement and bridal jewelry selection that's both exciting and accessible.
On the big day, there's everything else, and there's the ring. Make sure you get this one right at Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood.
The Martinsburg Field House. It's now time for the post-game show here for our high school volleyball action. This is Colin McLaughlin. Alongside me is Jim Klein. Our cameramen for this evening were John Alderton and Donald Kinney. Back at the studio is Nick Verzolini. Well, we had another sweep tonight. Martinsburg comes out victorious on senior night. They won set 1 25-9, set 2 25-16, and set 3 25-13 over the visiting Berkeley Springs Indians. Jim, and as we saw in both JV and varsity action, Martinsburg was definitely outclassing Berkeley Springs, unfortunately, for the Indians.
Yeah, the crew did a great job tonight. Nick, John, everybody was on point.
Donald.
I don't mean to see Donald Kenny. I was not going to leave Donald Kenny out there. No, but let me tell you something. Everybody did a great job tonight. This is a tougher match to call. Okay,
yes.
First off, this is a tougher match to call because the speed of play is different when transition includes a lot of free balls. There weren't as many service errors as what I've seen in some matches, but a ton of free balls, which changes the dynamic. No disrespect to Berkeley Springs whatsoever. They've got to be more aggressive. They've got to force the pace of play and the action a little bit more. However, Martinsburg, no injuries. There was a little collision there at one point I think that was in the second game. That was a little bit awkward. Everyone comes out. They got good work in transition. They worked a lot on setting the offhand, which I was very surprised by. Everyone should be happy with this. Berkeley Springs knows what they need to work on. Martinsburg, I would hope their coach has some things to identify. Coach Nelson should know what he needs to prepare for, because there will be very different opponents next week in Spring Mills and Hedgesville.
Yep, and one of those opponents we will see for the Bulldogs on Tuesday. We'll have that game for you. It is Spring Mills traveling here inside the Martinsburg Fieldhouse to take on the Bulldogs. Let's take another 2-minute break, and then we will be back to wrap some things up here inside the Fieldhouse. Again, a 2-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on WRNR Comcast Channel 10, WRNR TV on YouTube.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk. See dealer for details.
Hi, my name's Corey, and I'm here at Orsini's in beautiful Martinsburg, West Virginia. We no longer specialize in only appliances. We have kitchen design, countertops, cabinets, flooring, and even a new 1,200 square foot sleep studio with brands such as Stearns & Foster, Sealy, and Tempur-Pedic. 304-267-7251, 360 Hack Wilson Way in Martinsburg. We price match the big box stores, and we give back to our local community.
Orsini's.com.
Hello?
We're here again 3 times in the past 2 days.
You're where?
Bechtel Jewelers. Look.
Can Mom hear you?
No, she's in a diamond coma. Get her the pendant, or I will.
Hey, that's my credit card.
What? Can't hear you, Dad. You're breaking up.
It's going to take more than a crying baby to wake her out of this diamond coma. You're going to need a mega dose of jewelry from Bechtel Jewelers.
Game show here at the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. Martinsburg on senior night victorious over the Berkeley Springs Indians 3-0 in varsity action. Martinsburg won set 1 25-9, set 2 25-16, and set 3 25-13. It was a fun one, Jim, and the Bulldogs now improved to 2-2 overall on the year.
Outstanding. You know, this is where I wanted to be. I'm glad I had a chance to come this evening. Good to see some volleyball. Got to see some kids out enjoying themselves, a little bit of fellowship. Yeah, good evening. Can't wait for the broadcast next week. I'm actually hoping for maybe some rain on Tuesday night in Myrtle Beach, and I'll be watching TV 10. I'll be cheering you guys on from down. I won't tell you what type of beverage I might be holding in my hand when I'm watching that game. We'll just call it volleyball milk.
All righty. Let's look at our upcoming broadcasts. We got tomorrow, Sharando at Martinsburg football, 6 p.m. pregame. That'll be on Talk Radio WRNR 106.5 FM 740 AM, as well as Comcast Channel 10 and our YouTube page, as well as the 2-0 Bulldogs take on the 0-2 Sharando Warriors. So hopefully Martinsburg can continue their dominance and improve to 3-0. And then on Saturday, September 11th, at noon kickoff-wise, 11:30 a.m. pregame, we will have the Shepherd Rams football game as they head up to Erie, Pennsylvania to take on the Gannon University Golden Knights. That'll be a long day for us, but it's always fun when you get to see those Shepherd Rams play. And last week they came out victorious there in Ohio Dominican. That was also a long drive for us, but also a long drive for them. I mean, 3 straight road games. You can come out hopefully 3-0 for Shepherd. We'll always hope for that. And if they do, knock on wood that they do, when it's that first home game of the year,
I'll be there, baby.
Hall of Fame night, that place is going to be absolutely jam-packed. I am so hyped for it. Let's go. Tuesday, September. I'll let you go first.
I was just saying, you think Nick will let me get in the booth that night? I mean, on what is that?
No, you got to talk to Nick and Travis
home
about
opener
that.
it's not Ship, it's Cutstown.
September 25th, I believe.
Cutstown.
So, yeah.
Hey, man, Nick's in the studio right now, buddy. Like, I'll bring you the Chick-fil-A or whatever you need, man. I just need to get on some headphones there, and I work for Shepherd.
That is true.
I'm a homer, baby.
Let's see. Nick just texted me. What did he say? Oh, never mind. That was something different.
Never mind. Probably my exuberance again. They tell me to quiet down. Saying goodbye to Addie Strovel. That's me waving goodbye to Addie Strovel. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry I bogarted you, Colin. Go ahead, baby.
You're fine. Let's see. Our other 2 volleyball broadcasts next week. Tuesday, we got Spring Mills at Martinsburg. That'll be TV 10 and YouTube only, 5:45 pregame. And then Thursday, September 16th, it's Hedgesville at Martinsburg. So both games next week back here at the Field House. If you can't make it here for those matches, as it's EPAC rivalries, so hopefully you can, just make sure to watch. For John Alderton, Donald Kinney, Jim Klein, Nick Verzolini, I am Colin McLaughlin, wrapping things up here from the Martinsburg Field House. The Bulldogs victorious on senior night over Berkeley Springs. Have a good night, everyone. Make sure to tune in to football tomorrow.
Hello?
We're here.
That concludes our coverage of West Virginia high school volleyball featuring the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference. Tonight's coverage was brought to you by WVU Medicine East, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Center, Hagerstown Ford, Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations Robert Fields and Sons, Parsons Ford, Panhandle Dumpsters, and Smallwood & Small Insurance. Keep it tuned to TV 10 for all your local high school sports coverage from around the Eastern Panhandle. All rights reserved.